The following is a presentation of The Day.
As a Friday night lights are about to take place in Montville, Connecticut, from around the country, from Raleigh to Richmond, from Montana here to Montville, it's time for Friday night lights and college football. Two teams tonight coming off an L. Montville, Lewis Mills, Griswold against Sheehan. Two teams tonight looking to turn it around and get their first victory of the season. Two programs, both hoping that last year's success were only a glimpse of what is to come, and the first game losses only a blip of what is in the past. And all of the action tonight, here, there, and everywhere, will be live on game day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, where your go-to top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, an advanced treatment, their experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. So schedule your appointment today, Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now, or heck, stop in down on Boston Post Road in Waterford. It's Waterford Dental Health. At the end of today's game, you'll have the Philomena's Player of the Game. Game Day is brought to you by Philomena's. It's always game day at Philomena's, southeastern Connecticut's go-to destination for events, fine food, and great atmosphere. Offering an all-new brunch menu, wing and drink specials, and live music, Philomena's provides the premier atmosphere for viewing all of your college and pro football. Stop in and see Mike or Sarah sit at the brand-new bar, or reserve your party in one of 3 private dining areas. Everyone's family at Philomena's. And you're also going to want to follow Game Day CT after the game for the Scient Top Play. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. Casey O'Neill, along with the coach, my man Pasta Santabria, as we see the Montville Wolves make their way onto the field. And we got off to a great start last week down at the Surf Club Madison. Now it's back here into a matchup between two ECC schools. The ECC celebrating a big anniversary. It's been around a long time, and these two schools members try to get their first win tonight.
Definitely. It's going to be a great challenge for both teams. You know, I love the atmosphere. We're starting to get to that autumn wind swagger. Today was kind of gloomy, but the energy's still intense. It's always good to see that Montville Wolves team come from under the bleachers there with that energy, and it's going to be a great game tonight.
It is going to be a great game. It's a great day, and part of the reason it's a great day is because today is the birthday of one of my absolute favorite people in the world, the great columnist of the New London Day, Mike DeMoro. Mike DeMoro, right there, right that guy, right there. So we can do what we can only do, which is a quick version. Ready? A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday, Mikey D. Happy birthday to you.
Birthday to you, my man. That was a little bit of the 1920 swagger that we like to kick to you. Happy birthday, Mike. Still young in my book.
Well, he better be. So let's talk a little bit about what's in store tonight. These two teams, you know, I love the compelling storylines, right? So for Montville, they had a good season last year. They started the youth movement in Montville. They're heading, they're more experienced now. A competitive 35-28 loss to Lewis Mills. They throw the ball. They've got skill guys all over the place. Like a lot of teams, how well can they block it up front? Griswold, big year, a playoff team last year, but they lose their all-everything playmakers. And they're bringing back a lot of varsity players, but trying to learn how to win without those stars. And they drew a really tough first-round game week 1 against Sheehan, and it wasn't competitive. But now they're playing in their own weight classes. Both of these teams know that this is a game they can win. You know, when you look at your schedule and you know, even though you think you can win them all, you know in the back of your mind some of them are harder than others. This is a game both teams have circled and said, winnable game for us.
Oh, definitely. I think that both teams have come from their own avenues in history right now. Can Griswold keep the tradition that they've already developed and keep that successful process of having a winning season? But I do like the Montville Wolves, how they've learned a lot from their bumps and bruises, having some young kids playing earlier in the year, and then guess what? They got a program that could win. So we'll see what happens.
So Griswold will be receiving the opening kickoff, and that is an important note because Montville wants very much to score first in tonight's game because Montville is debuting a brand new scoreboard, courtesy of the Montville Booster Club. This brand new scoreboard will be on display tonight, and we'll be right back after our national anthem. New scoreboard here at the home of the Wolves, and Montville wants very much to put their first points up on the scoreboard. Griswold, after a very tough week last week, only 6 points. They want to do the same, and they will have the ball first. A lot of games throughout the state now are on Thursday night, so it's rolling in on Friday. We've had a bunch of games already played, and so some teams have gotten off to 2-0 starts, and others have fallen to 0-2 already. And for these two teams tonight playing here on Friday night, 0-2 is, it's mentally a terrible way to start a season. It can be, you can recover from it. But this is why we talked about this game being circled as a winnable game for both teams, because someone's going to come out of here 1-1 and saying, hey, you know what, week one was just, someone's going to come out of here 0-2 going like maybe a little soul searching.
A lot of our ECC teams had a tough first game, and what the challenges that I observed from last week was how do you play for 4 quarters and you can stay healthy and maintain that. And if these teams can do that today and play football, we're going to see some good scoring efforts by both sides.
So Montville will kick off going left to right in the home black and orange. Griswold in the white and green will receive the kickoff. As the kicking game has improved, we're seeing more and more kicks going long. That one is a short bouncer taken by Brendan Hopkins, and Hopkins gets it over midfield. So great starting field position for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I usually always think when we squib kick in the kickoff is to create an open space to kick to, but he kicked directly to that returner. So it was a great opportunity for Griswold to get some good yardage and give the offense a chance to now work down the field.
Now, if you watched our grade 8 this week, and if you didn't, shame on you, you know that the combination of Luke Cassidy and Nick Cool Waters, very dangerous here for Griswold. They will try to throw the football, but the bread and butter for the Wolverines starts with the ball on the ground. And jumping off is Hector Aponte. He got through there a little too quick. That'll be offsides, and so we'll get a short 1st and 5 for Griswold.
That's great energy, but you got to keep them sparks balanced. Traditionally, we always know Montville is a very good, aggressive blitzing team, and right there is what you're going to be seeing for most of the night.
Quarterback Colby Mills in the pocket. Cutter goes in motion. Mills rolls right, looking to keep it himself, and buries forward. He puts his head down and bowls his way right up to the marker. I think he's going to be about a yard short. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Yeah, good stretch play right there. A lot of perimeter blocking. The key of the game, too, is not just the linemen that are blocking them, but the receivers, how they'll be able to maintain those blocks while that play continues.
So when you talk about Griswold, they've run the same formation for a number of years. They used to love to run the wing T. Then they went to the double wing, the triple wing, the quadruple option. They've done it all. But at the end of the day, they want to establish the line of scrimmage. That is how Griswold has played for a long time. Handoff to Cutter. First down, and crosses the 30-yard line inside to the 29, perhaps. A first down for the Wolverines.
It's a great play when you run double wing. You always see it in the youth league, but effectively in high school, you love to see the dynamics of it. Right there, that's called a superpower, where that wing back or that quarterback keep the ball and run it. But those big tackle and backside and guard can pull around and outnumber the side of the defense. So that's why they take advantage of those kind of gap opportunities for them to run.
Not a lot of size on the Montville defense. They're an undersized unit. They go quickly sideline to sideline, but those guys up front, which pretty much constitutes their size, really need to hold the line of scrimmage. Motion across, high snap on the turf. Mills falls on it all the way back at the 39-yard line. A big loss on first down, and he did a nice job to get a hand on the snap because that thing was high and fast.
Being the next center, I learned my lesson. If I ever missed a snap, always practicing before we ever got to stretch, I had to do 50 to 60 snaps with my quarterback. It's got to be routine. That's got to be dynamic. This is what can change the tempo of an offense with a bad snap or two. So we hope not to see that anymore. But, yeah, I had a feeling I was going to do some hills right there, brother.
2nd and 19. So this goes against Griswold's offensive plan. They don't like those long distances. Cutter in motion. He gets the handoff. Evades a tackler in the backfield, but can't evade the second. Flying to the football, Tyler Chen, and also in on the tackle. So we had multiple Wolves in on the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Melendez and Chen were the two first to the football. And after a good set to get a first down, Griswold going backwards now, 3rd and 22.
Okay, so you mentioned something else pretty cool. We understand that the defense's sizes matter right there. But if you use it for what it is, it becomes great. That blitzing scheme that they have is taking advantage right now against that offense.
2 receivers to the left. Mills is going to throw. Into the flat it goes to Hopkins. Hopkins gets funneled back to the center of the Montville defense. Good job by the Wolves, sending him in. Arian Castillo coming out of the pocket of the players, all happy. Castillo, of course, another member of the grade 8 last week with a couple of great catches from quarterback Aiden Johnson. It's going to bring up 4th, and they're going to call it 17. And
4th down and 17.
I think, this is an interesting spot. You might see them go for it and throw a ball up deep, as either maybe a punt type of, if it gets picked off, it's a punt. Because really, why are you punting from here? Or you got the quarterback punt that I love to see here as well. 4th and 17. They're going to go for it. High snap again. Great job by Mills. Deep ball. Wide open in the end zone. Touchdown!
What a play!
Nick Cool Waters. Touchdown Griswold on what was looking to be a broken play. How did Waters get behind everyone?
He never gave up. He never surrendered. He kept his composure. The one before, what he did was he just fell on the ball because he knew it wasn't a possible play. But in that situation, he controlled it, had good posture, saw pressure coming, but he still threw a beautiful ball. Great play.
8:23 remaining, and unfortunately for the Wolves, the first points on the brand new scoreboard belong
to the Wolverines.
To Griswold.
Last night I was working on my Wolverines and Wolves to make sure I didn't tongue twist, but, pretty good so far.
Extra point slides left, so 6-0 on a big play on 4th and 17 has Griswold out in front 6-0. We'll be right back with Montville's first possession. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Here at Game Day, we're proud to bring you unrivaled video coverage of local high school sports, all of it free for you to watch. These videos are not free for us to produce them. If you'd like to ensure that we can keep covering your school and your teams, there's a few ways that you can support us. Hit up our merch store and pick up some Game Day gear in your school colors. Our camera operators are always looking for those shirts and hoodies in the crowd, and you may see yourself on our next live stream. We get a lot of support from businesses in our community. And if you'd like to join them as a sponsor, send us a message and we can connect you with our advertising staff. Finally, The Day is the organization behind everything we do here at Game Day. If you want to support The Day's community journalism, consider a print or digital subscription at theday.com/subscribe.
6-0 Griswold on top. Montville will have its first possession of the ball game. It is a prolific Montville offense, at least as we saw last year and in week 1 this year. They will throw the ball an awful lot, and they have some skilled guys. Mills, right down the middle, one hop, and it comes down to the Wolves at the 10-yard line. And a good job of coverage by Griswold as they wrap right at the 20-yard line.
Wolves, number 19, Elijah Ansel with the return.
So Anktel with the return, and he's brought down right at the 20, and that's where we'll see Montville. And that means senior quarterback and game day favorite Aiden Johnson. Nobody loves game day more than Aiden Johnson. I had a chance to work with him this summer at Batter Up Baseball Camp, and he is a huge fan of game day. And he said his goal this year was to put on one of those, he didn't know it at the time, but put on one of those player of the game day shirts.
That's awesome.
3 receivers. Johnson, handoff up the middle. Not much there.
Good discipline by that outside linebacker right there, not squeezing in enough to, get that bounce on him.
Roach with the carry, and nothing really there. That's one of those off-tackle plays that doesn't materialize.
21, Taj Roach. 2nd down and 9.
2nd and 9, and Griswold defensively not going to be big. Another team that prides itself on gaps and defense, as far as discipline, you mentioned it. And we saw it there on 1st down. So 2nd and 10, call it 9.5. Aponte, keep an eye on Castillo. Johnson to throw. Quick ball, incomplete. He was looking for Chrisman off the hands. It'll be 3rd down.
That was definitely a good offensive play when you're trying to have that man coverage there and knowing that there's no underhelp. That would have been a good ball catch kind of combination that would have made some plays. So I know Coach probably observed that. He'll keep that in the hip pocket and try to utilize that with the game plan.
Montville is at its best when it's getting the ball out of Johnson's hands quickly, into the receiver's hands quickly. They do have some big play capabilities. They are without one of their big playmakers, Isaiah Yard, tonight.
That's very tough.
And they're going to have to replace him. And we said Anktil would be one of the guys that would be getting those looks. We'll see here on 3rd and 9. Johnson, plenty of time, good protection, deep ball over the middle, has a man, incomplete over the head of Castillo. Mills was running stride for stride with him. Definitely a little contact, but it seemed more incidental as the two were running along, so it'll be 4th down. I expect the Wolves will punt, and we'll talk a little bit. We mentioned athletes that do a little bit of everything. Colby Mills, quarterback, cornerback, kicker.
Iron Man football, isn't that great? It's still out there, brother. People always say that it's changed. There's always a lot of athletes here that do those minor job works that are important in the game, and to me, they deserve the biggest respect because those Iron Man football players are the ones that make the game special.
So the Wolves will punt at their own 10-yard line. That punt is off the side of the foot, and Griswold is going to have great field position in Montville territory. That one sailed out of bounds. Anktil also doing the punting, and that one went off the foot. So Griswold will have it 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Great field position for the Wolverines.
I tell you, this weather's going to take some effect to how this game is going to be played. You can see the backside over here. These trees are moving like they're in a dancing cha-cha slide commercial or something. But
huge difference between last week and tonight.
Last week was a beautiful sunset. Energy was, right off of the grilling smell that they had right down at the park. And now we're here at the autumn mindset. Feels like Ichabod Cranes' turf.
But the Griswold, the scent of burgers is still in the air. As
yes,
Peter Wappy will tell you, top 3
yes,
concession stand in all of the ECC here at Montville.
Those two gentlemen were working right there with smiles on their faces. They definitely take care of the fans here today.
Griswold operates under center. Mills fakes the handoff, goes in the other direction. Big hole. Heading is Waters inside the 10, down to the 5. Nick Waters has caught a touchdown and now inside the 10 with the run.
That's the great thing about the double wing. You have plays that you could see if they start to stop it, there's gaps that they're going to give up. And in that sense, the superpower they were playing with forced that linebacker to play over top and favor that. Then the counter, the lineman was going right through the field, didn't see anybody to block. So that was a great play. I think the coach has an advantage right now of what he wants to run right here with that double wing mindset.
First and goal, ball at the 6. Mills under center. Handoff. Cutter. Inside the 5, down to the goal line, to the 1-yard line. It'll be second and goal, and Griswold doing a great job up front, opening holes, and a little bit at a time, but they are knocking on the door here, already ahead 6-0.
Yeah, that's the grind that creates a lot of disturbance with the coaching staff and the defensive side. You know, what are we trying to do to stop it? Is it going to break the philosophy of what we worked on all week? They got to find a way to stop it. Try something.
Mills again, under center. Pushing, waiting for the signal. Looks like in for the touchdown, and Griswold, 2 possessions, 2 scores. Jackson D'Amico with the touchdown.
1-yard touchdown run for Griswold. Number 21, Jackson D'Amico.
And just like that, 12-0. We'll see if they go for 2. Sending the play in. And after we come back, after the 2-point conversion attempt here, I want to talk a little bit about overreactions to week 1 and what those do. And this is certainly going to qualify. Mills under center. Going for 2. Cutter, side steps, bad snap, ball down. That one never had a chance. So Griswold 2 touchdowns, but hasn't been able to convert on either. It's 12-0. Griswold on top with 6:09 remaining here in the first period. We'll be back with Montville and their possession. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Communities that are no longer covered by local newspapers become news deserts that lack journalists providing government oversight and access to quality information. The Day is committed to providing comprehensive news coverage in every town in southeastern Connecticut, but we've had to scale back coverage in some towns, including Ledyard and North Stonington, due to market forces affecting local news companies around the country. We need the continued support of the communities we serve to help fund additional staffing that enables us to provide the kind of coverage our readers expect in every town in the region. If you'd like to support the Day's News Desert Fund, please visit givebutter.com/theday.
12-0. Griswold on top. Bomb touchdown to Nick Waters, a short rushing touchdown to Jackson D'Amico after a bad punt. And Colby Mills will be kicking it off. The ball gets blown off the tee. So we're going to have another crack at it, and we'll see if he needs manual holding of the ball. But I don't think it's that windy, so we're just going to have to put it back. Another pooch kick, almost an onside kick, bounces into no man's land, and Montville falls on it on the far sideline at the 35-yard line. So a heads-up play coming out of that was Bosa, and that was
by number 4, Kamani Bosa.
Fortunately for Montville, because that ball was in no man's land. I mean, one more bounce and that thing would have been. You see, it's amazing how footballs bounce.
Yeah.
That shape of the football is like the perfect shape.
It's a science within science when you talk about how you can kick the football. Kickers are amazing nowadays doing that, and that's the power of a good squib kick, a chance that you might get the ball back.
Montville needs to get something going here. Good news for them is it's only 12. It could be more. And first possession, not a lot happening here. First down, Johnson to throw again. Deep ball over the middle, has a man, incomplete. He was targeting Chrisman. Great coverage from Waters. Both of these teams, but certainly Griswold, every athlete you hear on offense is playing defense. That's the quarterback, the running backs, everybody. You talked about Ironman football. Griswold has a long tradition of, its best players playing every snap, and it's that's how they have been successful throughout the course of their history, including some big wins in state play, which we will talk about momentarily after Montville runs this 2nd and 10. Johnson operates again from the shotgun. Snap is low. He fields it. Out pattern, thrown, and off the fingertips of Chrisman. So the quarterback for Griswold, Colby Mills, his father, Jim, was a defensive end with Coach Bob Brackett for those great Griswold teams, including the one that defeated Ansonia
You remember that one?
I don't remember it because I'm not as old as Mike DeMauro, whose birthday it was. He remembers it vividly.
The young gun right there.
Let's go 3rd and 10. Montville, you can see Griswold's playing man coverage on those receivers. So far, they've done a nice job holding up against these Montville receivers, but Montville content to throw the ball.
Yeah, they're mixing it up in a kind of an inverted cover 4 look, which is just keeping them right in front of you. They're running the switch calls right there. They're making a play, and that's what they do. Communication.
On cue, Mills with the interception crosses the 50. Colby Mills doing everything for Griswold right now. That was a pass intended for Jalen Raphael, and it went high, and Mills had it all the way. He looked at that ball like a receiver from the time it left Johnson's hands.
So a little football 101 as far as parents out there when we talk about cover 4. Basically 4 defensive backs are in front, and whatever route they run, they communicate with their teammate to switch off or make that adjustment or an assignment that a coach gives them. And for that, it left them really pretty much in front of them. And that's where the pick comes right there. He was at the highest peak, and then he goes makes a play. This brings excitement to the offense. It's going to make them happen.
1st and 10, Griswold. Ball inside Montville territory at the 41. Cutter shuffles. Mills fakes the handoff. Deep ball looking up in the air, and it's brought down by Hopkins inside the 10. What a catch, Brendan Hopkins. Playmakers. Griswold has them. We've seen Mills to Waters, and now we see Hopkins come down with the one. Griswold just right now outwilling Montville.
This is a great play action off of the double wing that really sets the tone. I mean, you think it's going to be run. Corners and safeties are going to bite. And even though they did play well on that, the receiver was still wide open to make the catch. There it is right there. And these guys have some good hands to start off the game here. Griswold receivers are doing pretty good there.
1st and goal. Ball at the 8-yard line. Mills under center. Motion now from Waters. Mills rolls right. Looking to throw. Has a man wide open. It's caught. Touchdown Hopkins. Griswold doing everything right on offense.
It's a strong momentum changer right there for those Wolverines based on a great defensive play. Good transition. That's the overall effort of having guys playing both ways. They stay excited because they're going to switch over and make a play too. So great job by that Wolverine team.
18-0 with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Not the start not the start Montville was expecting. I'm looking at Waterford Dental Health. No smiles right now on Montville's side of things. Griswold, on the other hand, ear to ear. And they're going to go for 2 with Mills in the backfield. D'Amico stands to his left. Cutter comes in motion. Handoff, D'Amico, giant hole, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. That makes it 20-0 with 5 minutes remaining.
5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
We're going to take it to break here with 5 minutes and a 20-0 Griswold lead. Let's take a little look at how they did it.
That's that play action. It causes those defensive backs to bite and lose their responsibility, and wide open from the backside. It's kind of called a drag route. Comes right across. He's wide open. No one's seeing him. Linebackers are playing under.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/subscribe.
Everything going Griswold's way right now, 20-0. They're up on Montville with 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. And it's funny, the Montville offense has had open receivers. The quarterback's had time to throw. It just hasn't clicked yet. They're going to have to do something a little different. But defensively, definitely some concern. And the ball hops out of bounds. So Montville will have good field position at least here as that ball out of bounds off of Mills's foot.
Okay, so it was kind of similar to last week with New London. You know, they were so close to making great big plays, but it was just a ball thrown too strong or kind of a missed timing here. If Montville gets it in gear, they could be productive.
We'll find out if they're going to alter. They ran the ball once. The only thing I'm a little surprised is we haven't seen Montville try to run the ball more. Passes have been pretty much deep over the middle of the field, and I get that. They're seeing that single coverage.
Right.
Griswold's committing to single coverage, but I got to think Montville's going to have to try to run the ball here if they're going to get that offense moving.
True that.
Johnson. Motion, and we have a timeout. And Montville will take a timeout. We'll keep it here for this Montville timeout. Remind everybody again that at the end of this one, you're going to want to check out all of our social medias, because you're going to have our interview with the winning coach. You're going to have the Philomena's Player of the Game presented with a Player of the Game Day shirt, courtesy of Sporties in Waterford. That Player of the Game shirt is all the rage already. Kids are talking about it.
It's the hype. It's a big hype.
You know, it's a shirt that absolutely pops. I mean, who doesn't want one of these right here? The Player of the Game Day shirt. I mean, look at that thing. Beautiful. Courtesy of Sporties in Waterford. And, you know, a quick story, because Philomena's for the Player of the Game is saying free wings for the player and their family. Well, last Saturday, the night after we did Daniel Hand and New London, the quarterback from Daniel Hand, Calandrelli, the winner of the first ever Player of the Game Day t-shirt, strolled into Philomena's wearing the shirt. They said, "Give me my wings, let's go."
I love that kid. That was awesome.
Handoff on cue to Bosa. Nothing there. Reverses his field, makes something happen, and tackle after a 5-yard gain. Cutter made the tackle, but give Bosa some credit for putting a little life into that Montville offense.
Well, the Griswold defense was right there in their gap reach, but then he did a great cutback, and that speed on that second step was phenomenal. That's what caused the defense to kind of just stay numbed up a little bit. They got to be prepared for that young man tonight if he's going to run like that.
You look across the Griswold secondary, though, and you see the quarterback, Mills. You see the wingman, Waters. You see the wingman, the running back, Cutter. You see all the guys that are on the offensive side of things is their secondary. So how does that affect you playing the full game? Maybe running the football, get them involved that way. 2nd and 5. Johnson's going to throw. Over the middle. Incomplete. Off the hands of Engtil, and it went maybe a stride behind him. 3rd down.
That was a good offensive play call. When you want to stop man-to-man, you want your receivers, instead of running break plays, you want them to run them cross. Make them kind of have confusion, or who's going to catch that guy over the backside. One of them was wide open. It was a good read from the quarterback, but, again, that contact and catch, we want them yak yards, That yard after catch is so important.
Well, I mean, I would think that with Griswold's entire backfield playing in the secondary as well, yakking is definitely a possibility before the end of this.
No doubt. We were talking about that last week, about guys are in condition. Teams like this, that they dedicate themselves to conditioning because they got to play like that.
3rd and 5, and I always love that 2nd down pass when you have short yardage here. 3rd and 5, Montville almost assuredly is looking at this as 4-down territory, down 20-0. Motion man comes across. Johnson rolls, looking to throw over the middle, has a man, and it's off the hands of Castillo, and a flag comes in. Mills is going to get hit with a pass interference penalty. And I will tell you this, in the NFL, that is not a flag. That is as good coverage as you can get while being physical. Was there contact after 5 yards down the field? 100%. Mills was in his jersey. And that's, I think, a good flag at the high school level. But give Mills credit. He is playing he's playing next level cornerback.
He's not giving in, and that's the thing. Playing aggressive like that, you'll have those risks. And if you love a player like that, you're going to see that. You'll work through that.
It'll be a 1st down Wolves as they cross into Wolverine territory at the 45-yard line. So
10 for your Wolves. From the Griswold 45.
I would tell you this, though. If I am Montville, I might stay away from Colby Mills as far as throwing the football at him. He looks like he is a very locked-in cornerback. Johnson hands the ball off. Bosa straight up the middle. Big hole, big gain, speed to the outside. Bosa inside the 20-yard line before he's wrestled down by Waters, and a flag comes down as well.
That was a good run.
We'll see what the flag is. Referees talking it over. Big run. Montville does not appear to be all that happy right now, though. So we'll see if this is going to be added on to the end of the run or if it's going to be brought back. We'll get our first signal here. And it's against Montville. So that is going to negate at least a portion of what was a very long run from Bosa. So they'll spot that ball at the 27-yard line.
Bring it back 10 yards.
But I like, as I said, running the football, I think, is how they're going to loosen some things up. You know, it seems to me like Griswold's playing a four-man front, and I mean, you should be able to run the ball against a four-man front.
I'm actually observing the offensive line from Montville, and you know, they were good pass protection, but now we're seeing the side of them that we wanted to see. Can they hold their guys in their blocks? That was pretty good right there.
So it'll be first down, ball marked at the 27-yard line. Johnson, and we're going to get a flag here as well. And it's going to probably be illegal procedure, and it is. And that'll back Montville up 5 more. False start against the Wolves.
Yeah, this is the tempo that you don't want to have on Montville's side. If you have it, keep on running, doing some positive things. These penalties will hurt you.
Griswold's 33-yard
So
line.
back to the 33-yard line. First and 15 for the Wolves, trailing 20-0 here in the first period, clock ticking with 3 and change. Johnson to throw. Deep ball. Looking toward the pylon, and it's caught.
Woo!
Touchdown, Wolves.
What a catch.
His favorite target, Arian Castillo. We saw Castillo go up and get it last week. He went up and got it again, used his body beautifully, and the Wolves are on the board.
It was a great job by the offensive line, but Bosa, you know, the unsung hero there, saw the blitzing linebacker, picked him up so that the quarterback could stay with composure, and a beautifully ball thrown outside shoulder. Great catch, great play.
Wolves will seek the extra point. Anktel will be the kicker. Snap is up. The kick goes up and through, and it is true. 20-7. Griswold on top with 3:02 remaining here in the first period. Just what Montville needed. They're on the board. Let's see how Griswold responds. You see here, Johnson throws it up. Castillo goes and gets it.
Yep, awesome.
Here at Game Day, we're proud to bring you unrivaled video coverage of local high school sports, all of it free for you to watch. These videos are not free for us to produce them. If you'd like to ensure that we can keep covering your school and your teams, there's a few ways that you can support us. Hit up our merch store and pick up some Game Day gear in your school colors. Our camera operators are always looking for those shirts and hoodies in the crowd, and you may see yourself on our next live stream. We get a lot of support from businesses in our community. And if you'd like to join them as a sponsor, send us a message and we can connect you with our advertising staff. Finally, The Day is the organization behind everything we do here at Game Day. If you want to support The Day's community journalism, consider a print or digital subscription at theday.com/subscribe.
Lights are coming on here at Montville, and maybe the lights went on for the Montville offense. Aiden Johnson's first completed pass of the quarter results in a touchdown to Castillo. Now coming the other way, Griswold with a good kick return all the way up to midfield. Flying with the football was Cole Dubois. Dubois. I got to go with Dubois.
I'm going to go with Dubois as well.
Much like who? What other famous character last name was Dubois?
Brings it out midfield, first down and 10.
I'm very disappointed. Anyone? I'll let this one
an
go
old
open.
school show? Is it an old school show?
Yes.
Was that Benson?
Benson!
All right, I'm gonna throw it
Benson
out there.
Dubois, nicely
The song was
done.
in my head. I had to listen like, da, you know?
Well done, Pasta. I can always count on you. Benson Dubois, very nice.
Oh, yeah. He was great in what was that movie with him and Morgan Freeman and Lean on Me.
That was a great movie. Yeah, he
Yep.
played the superintendent of schools. First down, Mills. Cutter slides. Mills, we're going to get offsides against Montville. I believe they jumped unless they were drawn, and in fact they were drawn. So a little bit of illegal procedure here. Offsides against,
False start against Griswold.
false start against Griswold. It'll be first and 15.
In football, they call those double wing hiccups. Sometimes the motion backs don't know who's going to go, and if you're guessing, you get things like that.
I saw last week in a team that runs a similar offense, the fullback, if you will, or the running, got nailed twice because he knew he was getting the ball on a dive.
Yep.
And he started to like kind of
lean.
lean forward a little bit. He got nailed twice for it.
They get hungry when their name is called.
So 1st and 15, Mills hands the ball off. Cutter, nice gain as he breaks a tackle, gets past the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. And Cutter broke a tackle, slipped a tackle. Good mixture there as he gets back the penalty.
I love the coaching staff at Griswold for what they do. They keep it traditional. They're grounding and pounding, getting the positive yardages. And in the old school football, if it's 4 yards per play, always chances for short yardage, great plays, and first downs.
2nd and 10. Griswold in no hurry to get up to the football. 2:19 remaining here in the first period. Again, Cutter in motion. Mills throws off his back foot, slings it deep, and has his man Waters. Cool! Waters! Touchdown, Wolverines!
What a play. These guys are chucking it down there today, brother.
Tell you right now, Colby Mills can throw the football.
He can.
Backpedaling against his body, slings it, and then give Waters credit for going up and getting it.
It looks like there is a flag, but let's see if the referee picks it up.
That may have been one of those that just fell out of his pocket, or we'll see what's going on here with that flag that's marked at right at the 19-yard line. And there is a fact. Touchdown's good. Sideline warning against Griswold. Getting a little too excited with it. Well, they've scored 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. 26-7, Griswold on top. Keep in mind, if you want to know how good Sheehan is, keep in mind that this Griswold team scored 6 points last week against Sheehan.
Yeah.
If you're curious about why I bring that up, because next week up at Killingly High School will be a primetime state game as Killingly will play host to those Sheehan folk. And that should be a good one on the state level.
It's going to be a freight train action there right there.
There's only going to be one thing missing.
I know, Case. I'm going to miss you, buddy.
So sad.
I'll send smoke signals from afar.
Griswold will go for 2. Mills fakes the handoff, rolls right, has a man wide open. The 2-point conversion is good.
2-point conversion is good.
They are running their plays so effectively and confidently. It seems unstoppable right now.
With 2:01 remaining, 28-7, Griswold on top. We'll be right back.
Way downtown.
After you observe, we might have to call them running waters.
That's
after
it.
This.
That's it.
You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Communities that are no longer covered by local newspapers become news deserts that lack journalists providing government oversight and access to quality information. The Day is committed to providing comprehensive news coverage in every town in southeastern Connecticut, but we've had to scale back coverage in some towns, including Ledyard and North Stonington, due to market forces affecting local news companies around the country. We need the continued support of the communities we serve to help fund additional staffing that enables us to provide the kind of coverage our readers expect in every town in the region. If you'd like to support the Day's News Desert Fund, please visit givebutter.com/theday.
Mills with the kick taken at the 15-yard line. Anktil heads up the left sideline. He's finally buried at the 25, and that's where Montville will have it 1st and 10, trailing 28-7. And it has been essentially big play after big play. You think of Griswold as a running team out of that double wing, but it has been Colby Mills gunslinging it all over the field tonight.
Yep, power football, grinding it down, getting them in positions where they can run that boot pass. They don't even have to do the play action stand-up 5-drop. It's just rolling and throwing.
1st and 10 Wolves. They scored on their last possession, Johnson to Castile. Let's see what they dial up here as we're under 2 minutes remaining in the first. Going to hand the ball off to Bosa. Nothing there. That time the Wolverines were ready for it. And Josh Turner, their premier defensive player, senior linebacker, defensive end. He is really good. We saw him make a lot of big plays on defense last year.
For all you fans out there that hear that in the video game, like jail blitz or all-out blitz or cover zero blitz, that's a good example right there where they have just the corners and safeties matched up and going after every gap they can there to neutralize and cause this 2nd and long to happen.
2nd and 15. Johnson, again in the backfield, shotgun, gonna throw, has time, slings the out, caught, crossing the 35-yard line, staying in bounds is Chrisman, finally shoved out of bounds, but what an individual effort from Dante Chrisman as he gets the Wolves into Wolverine territory.
That's great energy right there on that play. Simple, out route, that safety cannot go and catch it. It's pretty much wide open. If they can continue to do this and this defense stays in this coverage, that'll be a tough time for the Wolverines. They got to find a way to neutralize it now.
Clock runs with 45 seconds remaining here in the first period. If you like offense, well, you've had plenty of it. 28-7 here in the first. Montville now into Wolverine territory. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Time for 1 or 2 more plays if the clock is running. Handoff, Bosa, big hole, cuts it to the outside, now cuts it back inside, shows the Jets, breaks a tackle, and finally wrestled down.
He is slicing that defense with his beautiful footwork. I mean, I haven't seen all the running backs in this league, but that kid right there has a gift. He presses right there to the block, makes the cut off of it, and he accelerates so fast. It's like a smooth run right there. You know, he's got that gazelle kind of swagger when we're looking back at small backs that could do that. So great momentum right here for the Montville Wolves.
That's going to be the last play of the first quarter, and fittingly, Montville knocking on the door. It's been all offense here in the first. 28-7 Griswold. Come on back for second quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Last year, Waterford senior number 4 on the grade 8, the Olympico kick. I'm here with Cam Dickinson. I don't think she can pull it off. It looks way too hard. I think it was a fluke. Get it done.
I got it.
That was just too easy, and that is a grade 8 play. Send in your best plays and see if you can beat that and make this year's grade 8 Olympico style.
Relive a century of history from the perspective of southeastern Connecticut with the new hardcover book, Front Page News, a century of big stories in the day, 1881 to 1981. This 136-page limited edition book captures the pulse of a region and a nation, showcasing the day's most iconic front pages from its first 100 years. Order today at theday.frontpagesbook.com.
1st and 10, Wolves with the ball at the Griswold 22-yard line as we start the second quarter. 28-6. That's right, 28-6.
Who would have thought,
after
brother?
the end of one quarter. 28-7. Yep. I shortchanged him. Handoff off of right tackle, gaining a few yards on first down is Roach. It'll bring up 2nd and maybe 6. And Roach, who got the first carry of the game, is more of the bigger bruising runner. We've seen a lot more. They are both sophomores. Bosa, they're a senior and a sophomore. The senior Bosa, the speed back. Roach, the sophomore, we'll call him the bruiser.
I think you're the bruiser. A little Al Gore-ish, right? Boom, boom, boom.
You mean?
Is it Al Gore or Bob Gore? Which Gore?
No.
The running back.
No, it's actually Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
Al Gore.
One of the Gores.
Al Gore and Al Gore.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about the green something on this football field.
Al
My
Gore
apologies right
Al
there.
Gore invented the internet.
He did, you know. Oh, they
That
got
was
me
a
there.
sports doctor moment. Johnson to throw, hitch and go, over the middle, picked off by Mills. Mills' second interception, and he heads to the outside with some blockers. Mills heads down the sideline. Mills crosses the 50, crosses the 40.
It's going to be a play of the year.
Crosses the 30, flag down, and Mills inside the 20, but I'm afraid some of it's coming back. But Colby Mills has done a little bit of everything tonight, and he stepped in front of that pass at the goal line and took it back, and you could see the wave of Wolverines blocking for him.
Wow, he played that so well. He was underneath it. He knew he had the depth to cover the receiver and then see the ball played. He just actually looked at the quarterback, threw it, and caught it. But again, he waited for his blockers up there front. This is going to be something that they'll remember. Big plays like this just takes the energy away from Montville.
The most important part of this play is that Mills is limping, which I don't think it's anything significant, but I think, you get an ankle roll or something like that, limits some of what he can do. As impressive as he has been throwing the football tonight, his cornerback play has been exceptional.
No, he's good.
Flag is going to be, I'm going to guess, for a personal foul against Griswold.
Maybe blocking in the back somewhere.
I would imagine it was.
Yeah. With that kind of energy, everybody wanted to get involved.
First down, but it will back Griswold up to the 40-yard line, and we're going to get a new quarterback coming into the game for Griswold. So Luke Cassidy is going to come in. I think they're going to give Colby Mills a break and maybe take a look at him. But nope, Mills is coming back into the ballgame. So we'll see what Griswold has in store here.
That's grit right there.
29-yard line.
24, Brian.
So they're going to move it all the way back to the 24-yard line. So that negates a huge run. So that block in the back happened very early in the run because Cassidy had it all the way into Montville territory. But first down, Wolverines with the ball now at the 24-yard line. Cassidy will stay in as a wing, and Mills will stay under center. Handoff up the middle. Waters this time takes it directly from Mills. We've seen him as a pass catcher. Second down and 4 as he got 6. When my quarterback has a sprained ankle, I do love making him run to the sideline to get the plays before I run him back in.
You're trying to stretch it out, At that time, you send a wide receiver and give the call in and throw it in there.
Hey, so don't worry. We're not going to let it tighten up on you. Don't you worry.
Yeah, or the finger roll, like, hey, run that again, Boy, they make them work hard over there. That's the tradition that they have, though. They're hard kids. They're hard-working kids. I love it.
Second and 4. Mills. Hands off. And not much there. Good job of pursuit, Montville. That time the defensive line held up. Coming out of the pack for the Wolves.
Yep, that was definitely good edge play right there, 55 for Montville, that young man.
Dimitri Charles, who we know, the sophomore, has taken on a captaincy and a leadership role on this team, and he's got to step up on that line right now. This is a huge defensive possession for Montville. They were heading down the field. They throw the interception. They get a break with the penalty. Now that, they can turn the field here. They can switch fields again if they can hold here on 3rd and 4.
It's a big play right now.
Mills fakes the toss. Cutter, first down, crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's that trap that is so tough to run. I love that trap play there. And they get a first down, does Griswold, and they're at the 42-yard line.
It gives the running back 2 reads when he sees that kick out come in, but the lineman's getting squeezed upfield. And then, yes, you could work on bouncing it or, work on kind of retracing your steps. But like I said, these running backs tonight are like really fast cut-back running backs. We had that one power runner there, but overall, you got to be on your toes, and defensively, you have to control those gaps. Otherwise, they'll continue to shred.
We're going to talk a little bit in a moment about exactly that, how to defend this offense, which seems so simple, but it's such a difficult offense to defend because it requires absolute discipline from the defense.
Yes.
First down from the shotgun, Mills to throw. Blitz from Montville, Mills in the flat. Throws and has his man Hopkins. Hopkins breaks a tackle, spins off a defender, and brought down right at midfield. Nice gain on first down. It'll be 2nd and short for the Wolverines.
A defense that you could try to play, it depends on the alignment. Some coaches like odd fronts against it, even fronts. We used to run an even front, and we controlled every gap. We asked our edge players to be very physical to avoid being trapped, and having one linebacker in the middle to try to centralize all that was that everybody had to work like a clock, and they had to be responsible. There were automatic blitzes off their reads, so it was something that we didn't have to reteach. We just had to be disciplined with it. And those D-backs knew they had to keep everything in front of them. So if a defense can handle those aspects of what that offense could do, they could be successful.
2nd and 4. Mills fakes the handoff, has a man, deep ball, in stride, back to the ball, goes Cutter, well defended by Bosa, and it falls incomplete.
Great job by Bosa realizing where the ball was going, and then he played it. He actually did a 360 with his footwork, still running. He's an athlete, a really good athlete. Had a chance to put it in there, hit him in the back shoulder there. Otherwise, that could have been another touchdown, brother.
Second down play will bring up 3rd and 3. We got a penalty against Griswold, so they'll back it up a little more. So maybe it will stay second down. We'll see. Ineligible man downfield. I commented last week about how impressed I was that those linemen stayed put and didn't roam downfield.
Right.
Here's an example of the opposite, though, where somebody kind of snuck downfield and it nails them, brings it second down and 8.
Offensive linemen don't count the lines. It's just straight up feeling, and they run with it no matter what. Because we're always told that once the ball's thrown, you got to chase there and protect your receiver, protect your running back. So it's a tough situation, and sometimes it makes the lineman go about an extra 5-10 yards.
I think that's adorable because I don't know any offensive line who could have gotten 40 yards downfield for where that ball was thrown. It's really cute that you guys think you can.
Yeah, those are the times when people say, yeah, they are fast. It's like Larry Allen.
Larry Allen,
remember that play?
What a great athlete!
Who would have thought? He chased down that guy.
Dive up the middle, nothing there. Well defended by the Wolves. It'll be 3rd and long.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 8.
Linemen really are like, we're called the unsung heroes in the line. The only time they shine is when they get a penalty or when they get hit in the back of the head with a football and it lands in their hands and they got to run downfield because they actually will be able to run it.
Or the butt fumble kind of thing. Yeah, you get the offensive line gets the quarterback gets it forever. But you're right. No love for the offensive line.
No love.
You get called hogs.
Hogs, yeah.
Pigs.
Yeah, they don't give them it. But you know what? It's a great atmosphere when you're surrounded by brothers like that. The most loyalists in the group.
3rd and 8. Wolverines. Mills will throw from the shotgun. Has time. Deep ball, and he's just long for Cutter, who had a step. Goes incomplete. It'll be 4th and 8.
Yeah, Montville came with 6-man pressure right there, but the offensive line and the backs did a pretty good job, giving that cup protection. And if you hear that out there, parents, it's basically just an area that quarterback has a zone where he'd be able to throw a nice, perfect ball. That was a close place right there, but it was a good job by the offensive line. I think that momentum and tempo is still on their side.
4th and 8. And it looks like Mills is back in punting shotgun as opposed to quarterback shotgun.
That's that threat. Special teams make special plays, brother.
Turner is the up man. Mills will punt, gets it off, and it's a high punt that Bosa lets land at the 20, and it takes a Montville bounce downed at the 27-yard line. Montville will have its next possession. 6:48 remaining here in the half. 28-7, Griswold on top. We'll keep it here. Talk a little bit about defending when you're defending what Griswold's trying to do. Who's the guy on the defense most important in defending the double wing?
When we played at Ledyard, we used a pretty much a 60 variation look out of it. The Mike linebacker, that middle linebacker, was the main point of alignment, tendencies, in position. So I would give him the most credit. But the safeties were the ones that were the rotational discipline guys to make sure they keep their man responsibility there. So there was 2 leaders in that defense that we felt very comfortable to make sure that would happen.
Bosa with the carry on 1st down. Logan D'Amico chased him down after a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. And I like Montville when they run the football. I think if they run the football and stay away from throwing it anywhere near Mills, they should be in good shape. And I don't think Mills is on the field right now. I think they're giving him a break on defense as he did come up limping a little bit after that last interception.
I think the running game for Montville is definitely needed.
2nd down. Roach gets to the other side of Johnson, takes the handoff, bursts up the middle, and gets right to the 1st down marker. I think he's got enough to move the chains. Let's see what the officials say. They do. They say that'll move the chains.
I'll tell you, 21, boy, he's talented.
He's the little thunder and lightning, him and Bosa, right?
Yeah.
That was Tyrone Wheatley and Ron Dane.
Wow.
I think.
Great days of the Giants era.
Tiki Barber and Ron Dane.
Yeah, Tiki.
Who's Tyrone? Tyrone Wheatley was before that time. He was a stiff, according to Michigan, correct?
Anything Mike says, I agree.
1st down, Johnson looking to throw. Shotgun. Ball on the turf. He picks it up. rolls into trouble and throws it out of bounds. And fortunately does not get nailed with a penalty because there is no intentional grounding in high school. So they're going to say there was a receiver in the vicinity.
That's a smart move. If they don't throw a flag on that one, we call that a bypass. We just make it go.
Second down and 10.
Yeah. Usually you'll see a running back or a receiver in that vicinity, but in this case.
I like the savvy quarterbacks in the NFL who basically just throw it into the ground, but they throw it into the ground at the foot of somebody and they point. They point. They go, I was throwing it to him.
Yeah.
Second and 10. Bosa gets the handoff, and he is wrestled down in the backfield for a loss by D'Amico.
Wow. He shot that gap real quick, man, and read that and actually wrapped up, sealed the deal on that play for attack for loss.
Loss of 6. It's going to bring up 3rd and 16 as the clock at 5.5 minutes remaining here in the half.
Yeah, Griswold's confident. They're having everybody stacked there. Linebackers are at like 3 yards right now, just waiting to shoot a gap. So it's all about pressure on Griswold's side. And a big play can happen right here.
Halftime, you're going to want to stick around and watch features and the grade 8 and come back for 3 pounds of pasta.
Woof, I'm hungry.
Johnson.
And I sounded like a wolf right there. Did you notice that? That was natural.
Over the middle, incomplete. Was looking for Castillo and had a man wide open. It was Anktil was running empty at the 30-yard line, 40-yard line, but Johnson saw Castillo, incomplete, 4th and long, and I expect the Wolves will punt it away.
Pass incomplete. Brings up 4th down and 16.
So 4th and 16, we'll see a Wolves punt. Cutter will go back and stand at his own 30-yard line to receive the kick. So Griswold will have possession with under 5 minutes remaining here in the half. Low snap, handled well. Big punt.
Nice air. Good timing on that.
Bounces at the 30 and goes out of bounds. That punt when there's a flag on the play. A lot of flags in this one already. See what this one is.
I'm impressed with the punting game from both teams. You know, this situation is kind of like the traditional chess game of football, and finding that leverage. 2 good kickers here.
That penalty is against Montville. Don't forget the first punt of the game went about 6 yards and was directly responsible for a Griswold touchdown. But since then, they've stepped it up. So we're going to make them punt it again, replay 4th down. Which was smart because that was an excellent punt. Now that one was to the 30-yard line. Cutter is now up to the 35. Let's see where Montville ends up getting this one to where Griswold gets possession. So Griswold wanted them to punt it again. See if they can make up yardage here as a holding penalty against Montville.
Griswold has elected for them to re-kick the punt.
So it's 4th and 26. Cutter now inches up inside the 35. Good snap. Kick away. Not as long as the first one, and it takes a bounce, but then takes a Montville bounce.
Perfect.
And after all of that,
Case, that's what special teams is all about.
It will be Montville's ball, it should be Griswold's ball at the 30-yard line, which is where we were before. So Griswold comes on to the field to take an offensive possession with 4:40 remaining in the first half and leading 28-7.
That right there teaches you about physics in so many ways that at the end of it, you don't know what happened. That football, shaped the way it is, could bounce either side.
Griswold with plenty of time, 4:40 remaining to try to punch one in here before halftime.
I can smell that grill. You smell it, brother?
No, I can't smell anything right now. To be
really?
honest.
No. Sinuses?
It's a little clogged.
Like Felix Hunger?
Flag on the play.
Oh, Oscar. One of the great shows of all time, The Odd Couple, off of a great movie. Oscar gets a greyhound named Golden Earrings. And Oscar doesn't want this greyhound because the greyhound Greyhound would come in. He can't wait. I mean, it was the worst running Greyhound ever.
Yeah, right.
But Felix falls in love with the Greyhound.
Falls in love with it.
And says, I'm going to race him, Oscar. I'm going to race him. And Oscar goes, yeah, you'll probably beat him, too.
Yep. Tony Randall.
Golden earrings.
Awesome.
1st and 15. Mills stands from the shotgun at about his own 20-yard line. Mills rolls left, looking for a block, keeps it himself.
Very patient.
Stays in bounds and gets a first down, looks like crossing the 40-yard line. Colby Mills, strong run. Looks like that'll move the chains, or are they going to mark him out just shy? They're going to mark him out a yard shy, so that'll bring 2nd and 1, but all the way up at the 40-yard line.
That's a great job. I mean, his patience in running, again, this game is kind of a different dynamics that I didn't expect to see, you know. Scat back, running backs, quarterback that has total control of both sides of the ball, you know, and then they run a 9-yard running play just because they were taking care of each other right there in that play.
So standing at his own 30-yard line is Waters, the running back. Mills under center. Waters gets the carry, has the first down and more, and cuts it back to the middle of the field and brought down at the 45-yard line of Montville. Nick Waters, strong run, gets the first down, and Griswold's in business. Clock 4:12. It'll be moving here as we head to the half with Griswold driving already on top 28-7.
Kudos to the offensive line right now. They're making that defense feel like, you know, really they don't know what they can do to stop it. And that kind of attitude just continues to apply play after play after play there. The offensive line's doing a great job.
1st and 10, Wolverines. Mills taking his time. Toss to the right to Cutter. There comes a flag. Cutter lowers his head and close to the first down marker, but we're going to get a flag, which I'm going to guess is going to be holding against Griswold.
Holding against Griswold.
So that'll back up a nice run from the Wolverines.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be raining, and guess what? Not bad. Beautiful skies tonight.
So,
After the penalty,
first down and 20, back to the 45-yard line.
See if the concession stand has some tea for you, brother.
I'm good. I am well. Mills, play action, rolls left, throws, deep ball, looking for Waters. Well defended by Bosa at the 20-yard line.
Great play.
Bosa running stride for stride with Waters. Looks like Montville doing a little better job getting their coverages sorted out.
Well, they're not going to get anything if they try to throw to Bosa's side because he's very confident in what he's doing right now defensively.
So 2nd and 20 from the 45-yard line. Clock stopped with 3 minutes and 19 seconds remaining here in the first half. 28-7 Wolverines. I'll tell you, the game I'm very interested in this week is Wyndham, fresh off their goal line stand and victory in week 1 against New London.
Wow.
Fresh off their defeat at hand. Two very different styles of teams.
Yes.
That is a early season matchup that I am very interested to see what that game's all about. 2nd down and 20. Handoff. Waters, big hole. Gets back all the penalty yardage and half of the yardage necessary for the first down. Gets to the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 once they get back up to the line of scrimmage here. Clock running, 3 minutes here remaining in the first half.
Back in the youthful days, they used to call that the blast play. As you said, fullback and wing just double up and kick out and running it right off the tackle. So it's a downhill run with one cut, and it's very physical. I got to continue to do that for the rest of the game. It's going to be unstoppable.
3rd and 5. Wolverines deliberate, wanting this to be the last possession of the half regardless of the outcome. Motion man was Waters. Mills fakes to him, rolls right, throws, and it's off the hands of Cutter. Incomplete, 4th down. Montville wanted a penalty because Waters started to move, and I know you can move, but he came back to set again, and I think they wanted that flag.
It's okay. The referees are seeing that, and what happens is a person that's going in motion can hesitate and re-go because nobody else is moving. So as long as his motion while the play begins, it shouldn't be a penalty.
Illegal man downfield against
Griswold. Another one, brother.
So that'll back up 5 more yards back to the original line of scrimmage. So after all that, it's going to be 3rd and 10 rather than 4th and 5. 2:23 remaining.
A lineman downfield is like baseball, a catcher meeting the right fielder for a pop-up fly. Is that well described right there, brother?
Except it's not illegal in baseball.
I know, right? Yeah. Lucky Lelouch on that one.
Nothing's illegal in baseball. We're it's a very open sport. And a timeout. Looks like Montville's going to take a timeout. So we're going to take a quick timeout as well. 28-7, Griswold on top. You're watching Game Day live on TheDay.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/subscribe.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book. 2:23 remaining in the half. Griswold on top, 28-7, a 3rd and 10 for the Wolverines at the Montville 45-yard line.
2 minutes, 23
in addition, Griswold did get the opening kickoff, so Montville will have it to start the second half. It would be huge for them from a motivation standpoint if they can hold up here. Colby Mills, the quarterback for Griswold, has had an exceptional half on both sides of the ball for Griswold. He's going to throw on 3rd and 10. Rolls right away from the pressure. Looking downfield, throws, and it's complete. Cutter, first down, crosses the 20, makes a man miss, puts his head down.
Wow!
Touchdown, Aiden Cutter. That's a grade 8 candidate right there, as Cutter was not to be denied. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Wow. Well, again, this is, the rollout pass is all about trying to see if the quarterback can make his reads, and if he can't, he could run it. And so those linebackers are trying to stay the depth of those flood routes, but then they have to make a commitment. Is their quarterback going to run? And just as the linebacker made the selection to go up and get the quarterback, he just topped it over the top. You got a great play like that. That's a grade 8 automatic in my book.
There's a flag on the field. We'll see what that one is. Touchdown's good.
Like an unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike penalty. That is going to be against Griswold. That'll back them up. Offsetting, it was both sides, so a lot of that. You know, we probably could have just bypassed all of that.
Yeah,
but
right.
That's all right. I mean, I appreciate knowing all that information, though. So, 2:06, 34-7. Mills will come in for the extra point for Griswold. You know, Cutter turned himself from an offensive player to an offensive player. He went on the offensive as he sought the defender to put his head down.
I used to love what Coach Reyes used to say. He says the word offensive is not a sensitive word. It's an aggressive word, and on offense, that's the kind of mindset you want to have. That's pure yards after catch on that play right there, brother.
Mills' extra point is good, and with 2:06 remaining, it is now 35-7. Griswold on top. Watch Cutter make his man miss, but watch him turn offensive and put the head down and seek the contact. You're watching Game Day live on TheDay.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/subscribe.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book. 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here at Montville High School. First half, Griswold laying it out here, 35-7 over the home Montville Wolves. Kick comes down, and the Wolves will have it at their own 32-yard line. Anktil with the return, and with just under 2 minutes remaining here in the half, Montville in danger of a running clock if they don't get things turned around here. And it was really, it's just been a show from the Wolverine offense.
Definitely. Overall, go back to the Iron Man football theory. These guys are playing consistently on the field, and their motivation just passes on to the next. When those three phases of the football game can complete itself by just having that kind of energy, it's really tough to stop it.
Do you think this generation of football thinks Iron Man football involves Tony Stark?
It depends. I'm a Tony Stark fan, so.
Bosa with the carry. Shows his speed down the sidelines, crosses the 50-yard line. He can fly. And Bosa gets Montville into Wolverine territory with a huge gain.
What a talented young man. That kid
Kamarni
is providing
Bosa.
sparks.
Oh, yeah. He's been a spark
He's
for
been
Montville.
the spark right here, Trying to see what we can, do. And again, this is the thing about identity building in any program. These kids are still learning that they can compete, and that's a great thing for a coach to have under their belt. They're not giving up at all. They're trying, and they're trying to execute as fast as they can.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 45-yard line of Griswold. Clock is at 1:51.
Imagine if Isaiah was playing right now. Could have been a big plus for the team.
Bosa gets another carry. This time, Griswold flows to the ball better, and a 4-yard gain. Clock running and another flag coming in. I think it's getting a little extracurricular down there right now.
Yeah.
Yep, getting a little chippy.
It's intense. And he'll have to come up.
So it'll be penalties here. We'll see what the officials.
It's tough right there when you have a team that's trying to get, some kind of positive energy. It stresses people out. Young man needs to take a break and get it together.
So the officials will sort this out. It's going to be unsportsmanlike against both teams.
Flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
And it looks like there's an ejection on the play as well.
Somebody got tossed.
Yeah. That's
that
tough.
Would be why they're talking to Tanner.
So one of the Montville players likely ejected from the game as well. So with 1:40 remaining here in the half, 35-7 Griswold on top. The officials will sort out the yardage there. It was a 5-yard run, so that shouldn't change. It should be 2nd and 5 after offsetting penalties.
2nd down and 5.
And so 2nd and 5 for the Wolves. I think at this point, Coach Tanner Grove just trying to get his guys into halftime, regroup, have that conversation with them in the locker room. So the clock is stopped with 1:40 remaining in the half. Johnson stands at the 45-yard line in the shotgun. Gonna throw. Has a man, complete. First down, goes to Anktil, and that'll move the chains for Montville.
This will be great for Montville right now. They keep this momentum. The defense is giving them the flats. Places you can run your outs, your drags and slides, and fullback flats. Those are things that you want to do because that'll definitely get some positive yardage. And if they can score before halftime, that'll be a positive thing they can take in with them.
Ankle that time, and really well done. And he's been starting to get into that role a little bit more. Johnson, quick out and incomplete, just overshooting his man, and the flag comes down, so looks like pass interference on Antle. Not on Antle, but while trying to cover him.
Their legs got touched, and he had his hand on the back, so that could be visualized as definitely pass interference there.
So Montville, you know, we just talked about running clock, but they punch it in and get the ball back and punch it in. All of a sudden, it's a 2-touchdown game. So that's the joy of what this right here can do for you. Get it in before halftime, and then the speech can become about that.
Motivation, exactly.
No, that's 15.
So it's a 15-yard penalty.
Penalty and an automatic first down.
First down takes it to the 17-yard line. 1st and 10. Minute 3 remaining in the half. Johnson to throw. Corner route. And just
so
off the hand
close.
of Raphael. Jalen Raphael had his hands on it, just went through.
Casey, it was a pumpernickel seat away. That was so close. That's what I love about what this team is doing. They're kids that are trying hard to make a play. You know, the game of football, we always say, has these dynamics, but when you see the energy of these athletes just trying to make something happen, it's a great feeling. Hopefully we can get them to connect.
2nd and 10, ball at the 17-yard line. Johnson. Bosa gets the handoff, and he is met in the backfield by Hopkins. And that will be a timeout, Montville, with 52 seconds remaining. As the clock was running, it's going to bring up a big 3rd and long 17-yard line. 53 seconds remaining, so we will keep it here. You want to stay tuned at halftime, as you'll have the chance to watch the grade 8. You have a chance to watch features on Montville's Dimitri Charles, as well as, well, I mean, all I'm going to say is this.
Your face.
You got to watch the Griswold feature, because we talk a lot about players who play multiple sports. I'm going to bring Peter Wappy on for a second. Peter, just answer this question. When you asked him, does he do anything else? You know, do anything else? Play? Is there anything other? What else is interesting? What was his response?
Well, that's the first quote of the video, so we're gonna.
Yes, I want to tease it for people that want to come watch it.
He said, "I got 1,700 cattle on my farm back home."
If that's not enough of a reason to come watch it, there it is. That's an answer we've never had on game day before.
4.
It reminds me of the Droopy cartoon with the herd and the sheep.
I'm happy.
That's right.
It's my favorite cartoon character as a kid. I
You
love
know
Droopy.
what? Yeah.
You know what? I'm happy. Johnson to throw on 3rd down. Lofts it up again, looking for Raphael, and it's intercepted.
Oh! He is taking it.
Alvarado with the interception for Griswold, and probably shouldn't have taken it out of the end zone, but with 36 seconds remaining, I think Griswold will safely tuck this one in and go into halftime. So there's a bit of a deflating moment for Montville. He went back to the well to Raphael, and
it didn't go swell.
They're trying to gel.
Yeah.
But pretty soon we'll ring the halftime bell.
Yeah.
Ball was brought out to the 9-yard
And after all the videos, a bowl of pasta.
3 pounds of pasta.
3 pounds. Well, you know, I don't know if I can eat 3 pounds like
I could eat 3 pounds of pasta, 100%.
I ain't gonna lie. Yesterday I made butter garlic one, a little angel hair pasta with butter garlic and herbs. Whew.
First down, handoff to Cutter. He's brought down after a short gain. Clock runs with 30 seconds remaining, and as long as Montville doesn't use a timeout to stop the clock, I think the clock will continue to run, and we'll get to halftime here momentarily.
What an energetic first half there, brother.
So you're going to want to come back and watch the grade 8. You're going to want to watch our features. You're going to want to see about the cattle.
I'm moved by it.
You're going to want to moved by. You're going to want to see all 3 pounds of pasta. You're going to want to see what Montville dials up at halftime. We're at halftime. It's 35-7 Griswold. Enjoy this content. We'll be back with 3 pounds of pasta in a few minutes. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Dimitri's a young man. His sophomore now, was elected captain by his peers and coaching staff, and he's somebody that we've been leaning on here. While he's still a young person, he's a guy who the kids are drawn to.
Coach pulled me, Arian, Aiden, and Hector, some of the other seniors on this team, over to his house, and we had a dinner together. And he basically just told us that we were captains. In the moment, I felt honored to be, already honored to be such a big part of a Montville team. And then, honestly, hearing that I was a captain, I was so proud, I was so happy. As soon as I got home, I told my mom.
It was a little, maybe because I'm a little bit older, having a sophomore be a guy, at the head of the leadership council was not something I was, exactly prepared for perhaps, but we asked a great deal of him as a freshman, and I think he's more than earned the opportunity to lead this team. But one of the things that I think is most impressive about Dimitri might be the way he interacts with the entire student body at Montville High School, because he's a young man who, while he stands out physically, he doesn't only associate with athletes or in his case, advanced placement students. He really, it seems like everybody in this building has a relationship with him, and that's, really special this day and age, I think, for a kid like him to be able to relate to so many different people.
I try to fit in with groups all over. I try to make friends with whoever I can, nice to everybody I can be. Honestly, just kind of be an upbeat, kind of happy person to everybody I encounter.
I felt, like perhaps I was taking too big of a risk by making him play as much as we did as a freshman, starting, on both sides of the ball as a 9th grader on the varsity, and him taking a lot of lumps. Like, he had a lot of mistakes and a lot of failure. But one of the things, as soon as I talked to him, at the end of that season, his ability to process adversity as a good thing for his development, and for him to not come in and just have instant, overwhelming success is how he's building this whole thing for us. He's a guy now who, because he endured what the rest of the roster endured, he's trying to bring them along each step.
Hopefully with practice this year and throughout the next couple of years, the young guys start learning, picking things up, and then throughout the next couple of years, maybe we can make it to a couple championships, with these young guys. We got a couple young guys with some talent. We got a couple young guys with some potential, so hopefully they can put it together. We can work hard throughout the couple summers and, make something happen.
He's a hard-working kid. I mean, at home, they own one of the largest farms, beef farms and everything in Connecticut, and he's working all the time.
I got 1,100 head dairy farm. We have 1,100 cows, and we try to manage that in the seasons that I'm not playing football or wrestling.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
My dad helps me a lot in and out of football, like before school. It's always, you got to go feed him. It's kind of always been a responsibility in my life.
I know him since he was a freshman here, and he came with the Wheeler bunch, and I couldn't expect a kid to work any harder.
When we kind of made the co-op, it was weird to me that, like, I never saw these kids, I never knew them. We have a tight bond. It's kind of like we'll walk into the school, like if we're playing another sport, like our track team, they run with Griswold, so whenever we see each other, it's always, hey, how's it going? It's always friendly.
You ever been like in the stands for a Wheeler Griswold basketball game?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. It's kind of weird. They always ask me who I'm rooting for before the games, and I always tell them whoever's winning. I mean, that's as easy as it is. So.
Well, he started last year, and he's a captain this year, but he was what I used to call the swing man. He played almost every position in case somebody went down on the offensive line, and I used him on some defense, so he's been a good ball player. I'll tell you what, I'm here, I've been doing this for about, little guys all the way up since 1974. And it gets to the point, sooner or later you say, well, how much can I give? I'm here for guys like Ben. It's contagious. That's the word I want to use. It's contagious. When Ben starts going on, it just gets contagious. He's that kind of guy. He wants to motivate. I mean, last year we were getting ready for the States, and of course he had a knee problem, and so he was out there and he was like a cheerleader, and he had the scrub defense beating up on our offense, and it was quite the go at it. And he was the main cause. Coaches really don't have their favorites, but he's one of the favorites. That's the best way I can tell you that.
It's time for Game Day's Grade 8 Plays of the Week. At number 8, let's start with Waterford Field Hockey's Quinn Miller. We're going to go down and make the save 7-0 shutout versus Valley. At number 7, Luke Cassidy. Play action, deep ball to Nick Cool Waters. Look at him go get it. Big pass for the Wolverines. At number 6, not to be outdone, how about A.D. Johnson? The bomb into traffic to Arian Castillo. He goes up and gets it. So let's reward him. Little hitch and go. Corner of the end zone. Castillo goes up again. Johnson, 3 touchdown passes. At number 5, New London Soccer's Rowana Henry. Look at the beautiful upper 90 goal in the win over Amistad. We love the defense. At number 4, Wyndham High School, the Whippets pride themselves on their toughness. Goal line stand with 2 seconds left. The win over Notre Dame of Fairfield. At number 3, Old Lime's Olivia Kelly. Look at her waiting. Free kicks going upper corner. Kelly, get up for the save. At number 2, Spencer for hire. Waterford's Parker Spencer picks up the kickoff against Foreign. And how we start in the night, he gone. Spencer to the house. What a way to get the Lancers going. 28-27 win. At number 1, Phoebe Carpenter, the lineman goalie, comes out of the goal, takes the free kick, trailing 1-0, moonball goal, and we're tied. Carpenter saves them, scores them, does it all for linemen. Those are your Grade 8 Plays of the Week. Send us your best plays and maybe you can make next week's Grade 8.
Here at Game Day, we're proud to bring you unrivaled video coverage of local high school sports, all of it free for you to watch. These videos are not free for us to produce them. If you'd like to ensure that we can keep covering your school and your teams, there's a few ways that you can support us. Hit up our merch store and pick up some Game Day gear in your school colors. Our camera operators are always looking for those shirts and hoodies in the crowd, and you may see yourself on our next live stream. We get a lot of support from businesses in our community. And if you'd like to join them as a sponsor, send us a message and we can connect you with our advertising staff. Finally, The Day is the organization behind everything we do here at Game Day. If you want to support The Day's community journalism, consider a print or digital subscription at theday.com/subscribe.
Last year, Waterford senior number 4 on the Grade 8, the Olympico kick. I'm here with Cam Dickinson. I don't think she can pull it off. It looks way too hard. I think it was a fluke. Get it done.
I got it.
That was just too easy, and that is a Grade 8 play. Send in your best plays and see if you can beat that and make this year's Grade 8 Olympico style.
Relive a century of history from the perspective of southeastern Connecticut with the new hardcover book, Front Page News, A Century of Big Stories in the Day, 1881 to 1981. This 136-page limited edition book captures the pulse of a region and a nation, showcasing the day's most iconic front pages from its first 100 years. Order today at theday.frontpagesbook.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/subscribe.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book.
Communities that are no longer covered by local newspapers become news deserts that lack journalists providing government oversight and access to quality information. The Day is committed to providing comprehensive news coverage in every town in southeastern Connecticut, but we've had to scale back coverage in some towns, including Ledyard and North Stonington, due to market forces affecting local news companies around the country. We need the continued support of the communities we serve to help fund additional staffing that enables us to provide the kind of coverage our readers expect in every town in the region. If you'd like to support the Day's News Desert Fund, please visit givebutter.com/theday.
We're at halftime at Montville High School, 35-7, Griswold on top. It's time for everybody's favorite halftime segment, courtesy of the genius of AI and Peter Wappy. It's 3 pounds of pasta.
Even though P has 1 pound right here, he ain't share with nobody.
Of course, this is the segment where I get to ask the coach, Pasta, and Peter Wappy, of course, he's aside a little bit dishazidi.
Yeah.
Get to ask 3 questions that may or may not have anything to do with sports and or football.
Here we go.
So tonight's matchup features the Wolves of Montville.
Yes.
And the Wolverines of Griswold.
I practice till 1 in the morning with that stuff.
If you had to get into a fight with a lion, a bear, or a shark in the water, who do you think you have your best odds against?
You said a lion, a bear, or a shark in the water.
Yeah.
First of all, we could take the shark out because he can't walk.
I said in the water.
In the water, but yeah, but I've never been in the water. Since I watched Jaws, I've been out of the water.
Well, let's assume you fell off a boat. You got to take a chance on a shark in the water or a bear or a lion on land.
I'm going to have to go with the bear because something about bears, they're so kind and cuddly, and then they walk at you, and then I know I try to sound like Chewie there, but, you know, I think that's the most intimidating animal that I could face right now.
A Wookiee or a bear?
Well, it could be a little bit both because some of those bears grumble like that.
So if you win, so which would you take your chances with?
I would take my chances with a bear.
So you think the bear is the way to go?
Yeah, you know why?
Have you not seen The Revenant?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He survived. That's what gets me.
Okay, in fairness,
3 times.
Okay, I've read a lot of stories about people in the water.
Yeah.
They punched a shark in the nose and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'll take my chances about the shark.
The wolves have a pack, so they're not the only one.
Well,
Even
what
though you
was
say
the
one.
lions?
And the lions got a pride.
Yeah.
The bear bears it all.
I got no pride. I none at all. And I mean, you got no chance against a bear.
I know. But listen, if I stand up and do this, like they say in the show, stand up and then like, I could be just slightly scaring them, especially if they see my belly's bigger than theirs.
You got no chance against a bear. I'm sorry. That's okay. That's okay. So Pasta's choosing to go up against the bear.
Yeah.
I say I'll take my chances in the water with the shark.
Oof.
I think
I
clearly
my legs are weak.
There's a new person doing both play-by-play and color next week. Either way. All right, 2nd pound of pasta. When you watch sports, even though we know intellectually there's nothing that we could play anymore.
Right.
When you watch sports, what's the position in all of sports, or even the one activity that you see in all of sports where you sometimes say, I think I could do that?
It's kind of weird because I've done it before, but the easiest position that if you're my age, you can still play is center because it's always on a way. You only have one specific assignment, either the guy in front of you or the guy backside of you.
I should rephrase. I meant against other people who can play the sport, like professionals.
Well, listen, I'll tell you right now, even if Lawrence Taylor lined up against me, he'll blow me away probably 100 times.
Well, he's also 90 years old, and I'm not even sure he can walk. But
he got that crossover still. You know, that intimidation is the key.
We're taking center off the table. You can't.
All right,
you'll
so
die. You'll die.
I would probably say a blocking tight end.
A blocking tight end.
Or a punt protector. You know, where I just stay there, call the numbers out, set, it snaps, whoever's free, I pick up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd play golf because I know I can do that, and I'm not doing it against anybody. And even though I might shoot 100, I'll go play golf. I can still play golf.
Golf is longevity. You could play, till you really die on the field.
Now, I'm going to bring Peter in for a second here because he's a Red Sox fan.
There you go.
Now, when you watch Cooper Griswold pitch for the Red Sox, don't you think to yourself, I could grab an at-bat against this guy?
I just lay one down.
See, there you go.
That's it.
Or lean into it, honestly.
I mean, Cooper Griswold throws, 82 miles an hour. I think to myself, I could probably still grab an at-bat against a guy like that.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Do I get one of the big elbow pads?
Oh, you get the full armor, yeah.
Like the Barry Bonds
You're
edition.
In?
Yeah.
All right. So we got golf for me, and we got a blocking tight end for Pasta, which is absolutely hilarious.
Just because of the season. Otherwise, I try gymnastics.
Third pound of pasta with a little side of ziti. This is
lay the sauce on it, Casey. Lay the sauce on it.
Where both Pasta and Peter get to weigh in. We're going to stay with the animal theme.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hear this, Mike? Animals.
If you had to start your own sports franchise,
Ooh.
What sport would you start it in, and what would your mascot be?
Wow. Man, you know what? I just love it because it was abstract to football. I'm a track and field guy. I love that sport because of its diversity. And to have like a cheetah as an emblem of that sport. You know,
a lot of track and field teams out there. You're not a professional track and field teams I'm not aware of?
It could be. I mean, you never know. I mean, I always see them every 4 years.
You got
the Olympics.
5,000 leagues in the world. You choose track and field.
You know, it's just something about it. You know, you can sit back and never know where the points will be, how the team will end up, but everybody has to contribute somehow.
But there's no professional track and field teams.
I know. Okay, well, let's pick
track
a
and field is
team.
wrong.
If I'm going to do this, I'm going to go old school. I'm really going to think of it. A rugby team.
There you go.
And we will be called the Hyenas.
The Hyenas.
Because we're howling, barking, and
I like that. See, there you go.
You know?
That's more in line. Peter, what about you? What's this professional sports franchise?
So actually, a couple of friends of mine from Waterford and I are starting a curling team.
I love that. I love that. I love that very much. Are you working the broom?
Stuff like that?
Are you working the broom? Or
we haven't worked out the details
okay.
yet.
Okay.
Just other than this winter, we are going somewhere and we are curling.
Do you have a name?
Well, we do now, I guess. We're going to name it after the coyotes that live in my backyard.
Wow.
The coyotes.
Listen,
do you have a family of coyotes? Do you have a family of coyotes in your backyard?
Many nights, yes.
They're very loud.
Right outside my window.
Yeah, they're very loud. We have those same ones.
Everywhere.
I'm going to go up to do Canadian rules football.
Man,
I'm going up to Saskatoon.
It's like 6 downs they have up there.
Saskatoon, and I'm going to be the Saskatoon Savage Penguins.
The Savage Penguins.
I'm going to have a logo with like Dracula fangs on a little rock copper penguin.
Are they the king penguins?
You can do that.
You got to have them big.
Do that. So Peter's starting a curling team. Pasta's going to be the Hyenas, and I'm going to be the Savage Penguins. And the worst answer of all is that Pasta's taking on a bear.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I saw it. Remember Uncle Ben, the show, when he was like, but it turned out he was his friend? I didn't know that.
Everybody needs to understand that anytime you've ever seen a wild animal that looks cuddly, it's just a matter of time.
When I moved to New London, Casey, I was used to New York, and I get attacked by a skunk. That was the first wild, vicious animal in New London that attacked me because I had to throw the garbage.
Listen, we went to high school with people who were far more dangerous than that skunk.
Yeah.
But the skunk spray is terrible. But listen, you know who thought they had cuddly animals on their side?
Who's that?
Siegfried and Roy.
Wow.
How'd that work out?
Well, you know.
Yeah, they're wild animals, no good. You don't want to make friends with tigers, lions and tigers and bears.
I had to take care of a hedgehog for 1.5 years while my nephew was at school. That was tough.
All right, a hedgehog, I think, is more in line with what we could do. I'd fight a hedgehog.
Yeah, they're gangsters.
Was his name Sonic?
No, it was us. Was it? Oh my God, he passed away, and I don't even remember. Lord have mercy.
Oh, there's your 3 pounds of pasta. We're gonna have second half action here. Griswold 35, Montville 7, but Montville will have the opening kick here in the second half. Some out of town scoreboard for you. The NFA losing 34-0 to Bunnell, but
tough loss right there.
But Bunnell with a little bit of a local flavor. New London alumni coaching Bunnell, and we're always happy when our fellow Whalers succeed.
been doing a great job.
Cheshire 7-0 over Fitch. What a tough start to the season in terms of teams that Fitch had to open up with Guilford and now Cheshire. Some stats in this game. Colby Mills, the quarterback for Griswold, 7 of 9, 190 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And, oh, by the way, he picked off 2 passes, kicked a couple of extra points. I saw him actually scooping mac and cheese at halftime, serving some of the folks out in back as well. So Waters, 4 rushes for 62 yards, 2 receptions for 86 yards. That's like Ricky Waters.
That's right.
Instead of
Waters,
Nicky Waters.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Bosa with over 70 yards rushing for Montville. Doesn't it feel like more? Doesn't it feel like Bosa's got like 140 yards?
But, you know, the defensive side doesn't get a lot of those little extra credits there. His defensive skills have been really helpful keeping this score close.
Yeah, he played some very good secondary. So they're going to get the opening kick is Montville. The Wolves will be going right to left, of course, in those home blacks with the orange trim and the white helmets. And Griswold will kick it off. The aforementioned Colby Mills will kick it off for the Wolverines. Kick bounces at the 10-yard line and comes down to the 10. And heading upfield with it is Ansel, and it'll be
number 19, Elijah Ansel with the return.
And that'll be first down, Montville. So while we're waiting here, when you think wolf, what's the first movie that comes to mind when you think of a wolf?
Straight up Kevin Costner Dancing with Wolves.
What's the first movie that comes up when you think of Wolverines?
Obviously, it's our classic X-Men.
Really? See, I go Red Dawn.
Oh, Red Dawn, yeah. I mean, that was something.
That's well done with the X-Men, but I go Red Dawn. I think Wolverines, and I go
Dawn.
Wolverines.
Yeah,
and,
you're right. Was that Patrick Swayze in that one?
Of course.
That was the OG.
That was the Swayze.
Was that in the Outsider era?
It was.
Wow, it was a great time. Great actors when they were young.
Bosa on first down, nothing there. D'Amico and as well as Turner in on the tackle there to drop him for a 4-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 14. Oh, yeah, that was one of the original that had everybody in it. C. Thomas Howell was in that one, as well as Leah Thompson was in that movie. And, oh, yeah.
Wow, man. Are we getting old, or are we just that intelligent?
Actually, we are.
Mike just looked at me like, I don't know, boss.
2nd down and 14 for Montville.
Montville needs a big play right now.
Johnson will be in the shotgun with Bosa standing to his right. Johnson will throw, rolls a little bit to the right, pressured, throws ball up for grabs, incomplete, but a penalty
that's gonna
on
be a
the
big
play.
one.
Johnson got hit hard. Ben Lewis put a lick on him, and I think the flag will come down.
It's a little later. You know, we always try to say you can play close to the quarterback where you make that contact while he's on his throw, but after he threw it, just a mistiming there.
I'm going to give you one last little bit on Red Dawn here. Powers Booth, the famous Powers Booth, who went on to play Curly Bill in the great movie Tombstone, was the pilot who got shot down and was used as the mechanism to give all the information, so the kids can get up there. So a little bit of a Deus Ex Machina.
An Easter egg to watch for when you watch Red Dawn.
First down, Wolves off the penalty against the Wolverines. Ball moves up to the 45-yard line, and Johnson looks like he's no worse for wear after the hit, and he will stand at the
He's
shotgun.
got a lot of heart. These quarterbacks both sides of the ball. They're playing with a lot of energy.
From the shotgun on first down, clock at just under 11 minutes. Bosa gets the handoff. He's being chased and brought down by Turner. A loss of 5. Jacob Turner is a beast on defense. Joshua Turner, is a beast on defense and made the big tackle in the backfield. So Josh Turner starting to shoot those gaps a little bit and get in the backfield.
Well, it's a stunt off the edge. Some people don't see it as much. They used to call it like Texas or anything with the edge player on the backside, where the edge player kind of works his way upfield, and then that back who's playing outside takes a couple of steps, works way inside, and attacks that gap where that tackle makes the wrong choice, obviously. So, those little things that coach is doing for this defense to make that pressure happen is really unique, and it's something that offensive line right now, they can't decipher it.
2nd and 15. Ball back to the Montville 40-yard line. Johnson steps up, zings it over the middle, looking for Raphael, but incomplete.
Pass incomplete. intended for number 11, Jalon Raphael.
3rd and 15.
3rd down and 15.
Just enough pressure that time on Johnson, so he couldn't step into the throw.
Right. And it's really tough when you have defensive players hitting gaps. A quarterback usually gets what's called a privileged lane to throw because of the wave of the rushers and how the offensive line move those guys. So on a four-man front, your quarterback could see A gap and maybe B gap on backside to throw a ball crisp and clean. But in that sense, everybody was covering each gap. He had to try to sidearm it in a way, and it was incomplete.
Third and 15, and we've got a water bottle, rogue water bottle. You know how those things, that happens all the time.
It's amazing how that water bottle was
Squirrels, cats, water bottles, these things all get on the field.
All that.
10 minutes on the clock, 35-7. Griswold on top. Montville facing a 3rd and 15. Johnson to throw. Hitch and go. Ball is in the air, and the wind absolutely knocked that one down. And a flag comes in.
I think that might be corrected. They were trying to probably throw number 19 because he was pressing him on there, but that ball was not in that area, so I don't know.
That's going to be a tough penalty if that's against Griswold, because that ball was well underthrown directly into the wind, and it came out of his hand funny.
Are we going to get it and wave it off? Let's see what happens. No.
The officials are talking it over right now, but that looks like it's going to stick, and if that's the case, and it is, it's going to give Montville another first down.
Okay. Yeah, it's just kind of informing him about grabbing that jersey and causing his route to be delayed, and that's why he called it. Yeah, cornerbacks try their best. I remember there was a cornerback back in the 70s that used to use Stickum. Remember Stickum?
Yep, Stickum got outlawed after.
And his teammate Miletnikov took over and used it on his team to win some Super Bowls there, right?
Yeah, Lester Hayes was
Lester Hayes.
Stickum. Man. So 1st and 10, Wolves. Ball now on the Griswold 45-yard line. Clock sits at 9:54 here in the 3rd period. Montville trying to move downfield and make something happen. Down a bunch. Handoff straight up the middle. Roach. And he's brought down after a gain of 5. And it'll be 2nd and long. Call it a long 5 and a half.
I'm going to go with the long 5 on that one, brother.
Or a short 6.
Could be.
2nd down.
That's a good thing about those.
Or an incomplete
options.
square root of 36.
Could be. That's good.
That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it an incomplete square root of 36.
I call it 2nd on the other side.
Montville right now really needs, more than anything, coming out of the half, a little bit of disruption in the first half. Really needs to just kind of be a little cohesive.
Yeah.
And I think Griswold needs to get back locked in and focused. Handoff. Bosa drags a tackler up towards the first down marker. A little draw play from the Wolves. I think will get him enough for either 3rd and short or move the chains. I'd like to see them move the chains here.
It would be nice, but I think we are marking it might be short, maybe a couple of yards.
Yep, looks
He's
like
got
they're
a lot of
mark
heart.
it.
He's not giving up. Running backs that you
down,
see
2.
run downhill and complete downhill, those are the ones you are worried about, because if they wear a defense down, that can cause a lot of trouble.
3rd and 2.
It's a good situation. I know we've been dealing with 3rd and long situations for Montville. Now they have an option to probably call their best plays in this.
Clock running with 8 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the 3rd. And a timeout called. Officials.
Equipment right there.
Looks like that's an equipment timeout on the officials. Clock back in play on 3rd and 2. Johnson to throw. In the flat, he goes to Castillo. 1st down, Wolves, and a nice gain, Arian Castillo. That is kind of the go-to guy for Johnson. When he really wants a play to be made, they get into the hands of senior Arian Castillo.
The way the defense is playing that right now, you can call that play right after another, because they're not going to change. They're playing deep zone, leaving the flat wide open. They just got to attack it.
The chains will move. 1st and 10. Ball moved up to the 29-yard line.
1st and 10 from Griswold's 29-yard line.
Aiden Johnson again in the shotgun. Bosa stands to his left. Bosa gets the handoff, cuts it back. Not much there. wrestled down after a short gain. Give a little love to the big guy in the middle of the Wolverine line. You love it when the biggins get involved.
Yeah. Especially when they yell, say, "Coach, run it right by my back. I got it." Said the energy that can be produced off of the offensive line.
Turner and Lewis have been really, really good on that defensive line for Griswold.
Montville seems to be mixing it up with their running and passing plays now in this series.
Yeah, a little bit better than we saw in the first couple of times where they were just looking at those deep balls.
Yeah.
2nd and 8. 6:50 remaining here in the third, and Johnson hands it again to Bosa. Big hole off of right tackle. Breaks a tackle, has a first down, heads outside, cuts it back, still on his feet, and wrestled out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Great run by Bosa. 1st and goal, Montville.
That young man needs a cheeseburger and a hot dog bun right there. And the reason why I say that, America, is because we got hot dogs and hamburgers, and guess what? I got a hamburger on a hot dog bun, and it tastes just as good. Sometimes you got to just adapt and improvise.
You're ready to take a nap off of that hot dog.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little tired, but you know what? This game is still intense. I like it.
You're going to push through? Are you going to fight through it?
Listen, I'm going to fight through it like Bosa's running the rock. I got to do it for him.
Down at the 2-yard line, 1st and 2. Goal line knocking on the door. Montville trying to punch one in. Johnson gives it again. Bosa
get there,
showing speed, and he tripped up from behind.
Great play.
Nice tackle for a loss. It's going to
Jackson
be
Fleming. Yep.
2nd and goal, this time from the 3.
Young Jackson Fleming on the outside edge holding it. Wrap tackle right there. Good job.
Clock running, 6:15 remaining. The play coming in from the sideline here with Johnson on 2nd and goal. Ball at the 3. I like what they were trying to do there and reward Bosa, give him the touchdown. But I think you're going to see Castillo put it up for him, go up and get it.
Right. That would be my call too, brother.
Instead, they hand it to Roach, and he is in for the touchdown. Like I said, hand it off to your running back.
Yep.
And Roach is in for the touchdown. Montville back on the board. It's 35-13.
I like that. That was a great balanced series. Mixed it up. Had some favorite, play calls there with some penalties that added on their side. And now we got some momentum. Playing the game of football sometimes is just fighting it through till you get to the end. You never know what'll happen.
Extra point will be attempted as the Wolves go for 1. Snap. Hold, kick is no good. And with 5:51 remaining in the third, 35-13, Griswold on top. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Last year, Waterford senior number 4 on the grade 8, the Olympico kick. I'm here with Cam Dickinson. I don't think she can pull it off. It looks way too hard. I think it was a fluke. Get it done.
I got it.
That was just too easy, and that is a grade 8 play. Send in your best plays and see if you can beat that and make this year's grade 8 Olympico style.
Relive a century of history from the perspective of southeastern Connecticut with the new hardcover book, Front Page News, A Century of Big Stories in the Day, 1881 to 1981. This 136-page limited edition book captures the pulse of a region and a nation, showcasing the day's most iconic front pages from its first 100 years. Order today at theday.frontpagesbook.com.
Some scores from around the state. Ledyard 35-0 over Plainfield. Cheshire has increased its lead 23-0 over Fitch. At the half, Sheehan, who we'll see next week, at Killingly 24-7 over Xavier at the half. So that we knew Sheehan was real by the fact that they beat this Griswold team 47-6. And they're beating up on Xavier. They're going to roll into Killingly.
That's going to be a showdown right there.
That's going to be a big game up at Killingly.
Great test for Killingly right now.
Little onside pooch kick down nicely by Griswold at the 40-yard line.
Great job.
Falling on it was Jack Lewis, the freshman.
There you go. these are the things that I make special, you know.
Brother of Ben Lewis, the Lewis brothers.
Really?
Hey, you need all the help you can get. So first down, Griswold. Let's see if they continue the offensive proficiency that we saw in the first half.
Jumping into that double wing. Here they go.
So Mills under center. Motion. Handoff. Dubois. Gain of 2. Second down and 8.
You know, it must be hard, like when you sit back and you're coaching a team that has these Iron Man players. You know, how do you run your offense in a situation where you're ahead, you know, considerably to be safe, but at the same time aggressive, you know, but keeping your players healthy, knowing that you might not be able to, you know, replace them at that time. So it's really challenging when you have to deal with that.
Gave him 3. Second down. Motion again. Trap to Cutter.
It is.
Cuts inside, has a first down, and breaks it past the 40-yard line where Bosa trips him up. First down, Aiden Cutter with a nice run for the Wolverines, and we've got multiple players slow to get up. It looks like a little cramping action from the Wolverine line. So while they attend to the cramp, we will send it back to break. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com.
Communities that are no longer covered by local newspapers become news deserts that lack journalists providing government oversight and access to quality information. The Day is committed to providing comprehensive news coverage in every town in southeastern Connecticut, but we've had to scale back coverage in some towns, including Ledyard and North Stonington, due to market forces affecting local news companies around the country. We need the continued support of the communities we serve to help fund additional staffing that enables us to provide the kind of coverage our readers expect in every town in the region. If you'd like to support the Day's News Desert Fund, please visit givebutter.com/theday.
5 minutes on the dot, 35-13. Griswold with the football and the lead, marching into Montville territory. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball sits at the 36-yard line. Casey O'Neill along with Pasta Sanabria. Game Day, proud to bring to you ECC football on a Friday night here as September fades. It's a fall weekend. We fall into fall this weekend. Cutter in motion. Mills rolls. Pressured. Steps up. Deftly dumps it off to Cassidy. And Cassidy will have a gain of more than 10 yards. Chains will move, and Griswold's rolling.
Yeah, he's left pretty much uncovered as he starts to work that drag route across because the safety's trying to get depth. You know, you have to have someone jam them on inside back or so, but they're so far up on the line they can't see that drag behind them. It's really tough, and it's an offensive play that can be utilized anytime they want to.
Mark him a yard shy out of bounds, so 2nd and 1. Mills did a fabulous job, though, stepping up into the pressure and just dumping it to the guy in front of him. Take what is in front of you. Beautiful play. Now 2nd and 1. Everything is in the offensive arsenal here. Handoff. Cutter evades one tackle. Can't evade the second. And then he does. Breaks the tackle. Flag comes down. Helmet comes off.
What a hard-running young man right there. And he's got to take a break right now and step out.
Cutter's going to have to come off for a play as the helmet comes off. The flag is going to be deciphered now. We'll figure out what the flag is, but it's rare that I'm completely wrong, as negated from a hold here from Griswold. I was completely wrong. I said he can't evade the second one because he was heading to the ground. He managed to maintain his balance, which is remarkable when you're spinning around and your feet are not, square, that you can still maintain balance. Some people are so good at it, and Cutter certainly was there. But after all of that, loss of 10, 2nd and 11 from the 27. It's a lot of effort for nothing there. 3:40, 3:50, 35-13 Griswold. They'll operate here uptight. Mills under center. Ball at the 37-yard line. Toss right to Turner. Cuts back. Turner showing power. Turner refusing to go down. Turner all the way to the 11-yard line. Josh Turner making the most of an opportunity there. Big run for Griswold there, knocking on the door again.
I'm going to give Mike DeMoro a little bit of love here. That looked like a little bit of a Mark Bavaro, just didn't want to get down, swagger, silent, but just marking it out. What do you think about that one, brother?
It's been so long since we had a good player.
That's right. I think the only two I remember tight end-wise was Mark Bavaro and Zeke Mowat. Remember that one?
1st and 10, ball at the 11-yard line. Mills will slide to the shotgun, and Turner will stand to his right. Motion across goes Cutter. Mills is going to keep it. He wants a rushing touchdown. Turns the corner and ridden out of bounds after a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
What a patient runner. Just able to let his teammates do what they have to do naturally and stay on their blocks. Gain so much yardage on that play without being touched.
2 weeks ago, after I watched Riley Leonard blow a game to Northern Illinois for my Notre Dame Irish, I yelled out loud, I'm like, in the long tradition of great Duke quarterbacks,
8-yard line.
because I'm looking at Daniel Jones. I'm between the Giants and Notre Dame. There's a lot of Giant fans who are also Notre Dame fans. Mike DeMoro's not one of them. But Mike DeMoro now hates he hates Duke quarterbacks as much as anybody in America after.
Yeah, that was when that hurt us there.
Right, he bounced back last week. They bounced back last week when they made Purdue just embarrass them. But Turner gets the handoff, and he barrels into 4 Wolves. He's still on his feet. The Wolves finally drag him back. What a run, though. Tyler McLaughlin finally caught him down, but Turner was a load.
Yeah.
3rd and 5.
Play brings up 3rd down and 4.
Ball marked at the 8-yard line.
This is a pretty good drive for the Wolverines as they're chumping up the clock here.
I will tell you a story after this possession, regardless of what happens, that involves one of the players who you just named.
Really?
And I think you'll understand it. Also falls in line with what we talked about. A clipboard can get you into any event. Talk a little bit about how the clothes make the man here on this 3rd and 4 play from Griswold. Mills keeps it himself, throws to the end zone, caught, touchdown. Luke Cassidy on the receiving end of the Mills touchdown. And Griswold extends the lead 41-13.
This offense is in all full cylinders. Whatever coach wants, the team is executing it.
Mills will stay on the field because he kicks it as well. He'd stay on the field anyway because he's the quarterback, so he's never coming off the field. So after this extra point, we'll keep it here, and I'll tell you that story. 41-13. All Griswold here as we are 1:50 remaining in the 3rd. Cassidy will hold. Kick from Mills is up. And it is good, 42-13. So my college roommate, my fraternity brother, was Eric Mangini at Wesleyan. He went on to coach, obviously, the New York Jets. He was the head coach. But one thing, he's a Hartford guy. He's a Buckley graduate. One thing he would do every year is he would run a camp for the kids of Hartford, Buckley camp for football. So he would ask his fraternity brothers that lived locally, a few of us lived locally, if we wanted to come and volunteer, help out at the camp.
Yep.
Give out the T-shirts and, give out the water, let kids know where things were, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, what do I wear for this? I have a Jets golf shirt and khaki shorts because that's like the go-to mode, right?
That's the go-to
khaki
mode.
shorts, Jets golf shirt. I'm walking around looking for the T-shirt station where I can, and this kid comes over to me and he says, excuse me, Coach, I found this whistle on the ground. So I got the whistle in my hand, and I'm walking to the T-shirt station, and someone taps me on the shoulder and goes, Coach, where's the 7-on-7 station? I got to go. I went, hey, Chad Pennington, I think the 7-on station's right over there. I go, all right. So I'm walking now, and I'm laughing, and I get, yeah, Coach. I turn around. Yes, Hall of Fame tight end Mark Bavaro. he's like, when we do the punt drills, are we allowing them to catch the punts? And I'm going, I'm not a coach.
Yeah, for real.
I'd say yes, Mark. You do what you think's best.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what? It's true. A golf shirt and a whistle, if you look like me, you can only be a coach. I mean, what else could you possibly be?
Yeah, I was
Montville.
lucky to do one of those there, too. And I worked alongside Brian Cox, and he came up to help him out. It was really nice. That's a great camp up there.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I laughed. I'm like, listen, if you look like me, you're certainly not a former player. So what could you be? I'm either, if I had a tie on, I might be an agent.
Right.
Right. With a whistle, I was a coach, right? It was either coach or agent. That's the only choice.
As long as you have a whistle, that everybody will give you that authority you love, you know?
When Mark Bavaro asked me if they should catch the punts, and I'm like, you go with what you think's right, Mark Bavaro.
What a great guy, though.
There's a little, I'll tell you what.
Now, is it true that people used to say that, he was quiet, soft-spoken, but I thought it was because he broke his jaw. I mean, that's why when I was at Dell State and I had broke my jaw, I played the Mark Bavaro role. But I was hungry, I ain't going to lie. I had to go sneak and eat. Yeah.
Milkshakes.
Milkshakes and scrambled eggs helped me out on that.
Bosa gets the handoff, trying to get outside, and he's chased down from behind by Hopkins after a gain of 2. Clock runs with 1:30 remaining here in the third period, 42-13, Griswold. So I would expect that in the fourth quarter we might see some roster changes for both teams, and we will do our best to keep up with those as we head into the fourth quarter. But here in the third, with a minute and change remaining, Montville will have a 2nd and 8 at their own 33-yard line. Aiden Johnson, who has played quarterback all night tonight for Montville and has been under pretty good degree of pressure, will throw on 2nd down. The hitch and go again. Has his man, and there it is. In stride, Ansfield catches it and crosses the 20-yard line.
What a pass. That's a lot of heart in that kid right there. He knew he had the matchup because of the corner staying low. Sometimes a quarterback, and just fair to know, quarterbacks read maybe a spot and assignment. It could be a corner, it could be a linebacker. In that situation, they ran a traditional wheel route where the corner stayed under and the quarterback knew, hey, this is the mismatch. I'm just going to throw it and make him catch it. Great play right there.
Well, we knew Antle was going to take on a bigger role tonight with Yard being out, and he's tried to go to him a few times. Now, Antle does everything, right? We've watched him. He punts, he kicks. He's also playing all over the place on the field. And that time, Johnson in stride, big play, Montville in business as we're winding down the third period.
A lot of heart right here.
Handoff, Bosa straight up the gut, and not a lot there, maybe 2. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Wolves driving, down 42-13, but life still. We'll howl at you on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/subscribe.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book.
Also for those young ladies across
Johnson
the field,
has been looking for Antle all evening. That time in stride, big play. It's got the Wolves set up with a 2nd and 8 at the 13-yard line, looking to keep this thing reasonable. Griswold has been unstoppable offensively, but Montville has been moving the football. A couple of costly turnovers have hurt them, but not indicative of the 42-13 score. Montville trying to tack one on here as we start fourth quarter action. Johnson on second down. Gives to Bosa. Cuts it back. Bosa inside the 10, right down towards the first down marker. And I believe they are going to say, yes, he got it. So 1st and goal, Montville. Mike DeMoro's, the number one song when Mike DeMoro was born was Hey Jude.
Yeah.
Sung by a little group from Liverpool known as the Beatles. Some people will argue Hey Jude is arguably the greatest rock and roll song, if you want to call it that, but the greatest song of all time.
Yep.
I think that there's a number. My son would tell you that the greatest song of all time is Bohemian Rhapsody. He's a big Queen fan, but he also loves that particular song. I think the holy trinity of Beatles songs tends to be Yesterday, Hey Jude, and what's the one I'm missing there?
Mine is with John Lennon. All the people.
That's John Lennon. That's not the Beatles.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't he in the Beatles?
Killing me. Well, he was in the Beatles for a while.
Oh, so it's like a single? There's singles and then there's groups, right?
Bailed on.
You know?
Yesterday.
That's why Beyonce started.
Yesterday, Hey Jude, and Let It Be. So my son says Bohemian Rhapsody. I say that, you pick up the Beatles song is fine. I'm personal to A Day in the Life, but whatever. I'm not a Rolling Stones fan, so I'm not going to go down that road. But Peter Wappy will probably have some song some group that the Arctic Monkeys or something like that. So
You know mine's is?
What's that?
Tie a Yellow Ribbon.
Tie a yellow. That's what you call it there. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old
I was
oak
born
tree.
and that song came
is that,
on.
what we're calling it, Dawn?
We're doing birthday number one
Birthday,
hits?
yeah, birthday number one hit. He had Hey Jude. Lucky him, huh? Lucky Mike.
Mine's the theme song from Grease.
Wow.
Yours was you're the one that I want?
You're the one that I want?
Or Grease Lightning? You're the one I want?
Or driving it, this stabbing.
No,
it's Grease is the word. Grease is the
Grease
word.
is the word.
Wow. So the Bee Gees.
Yeah. Is it the Bee Gees?
Isn't that the Bee Gees?
No, there was the one. Like they're laughing, but they're trying to hold themselves at the same time.
Oh no, Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli. There you
go. Now Mike DeMoro's the best song of all time is New York, New York.
There you go.
I'm guessing he means
Start
the
spreading
Frank
the news
Sinatra
on that
version.
one, Mike, huh?
Not the Jay-Z. No. Okay. Just checking with that.
The one that I want to be a part of it. That one, Mike, right there. New York, and then he has a little vibration at it. Oh, yeah.
You got to find out what my song is.
You know what? We got to dig into the archives. Mike's going to get the data for that one. And as we do, hey, I'm going to think a disco song would probably be number one during your time, brother.
1st and goal from
Donna
the 4.
Summers. I'm going with Donna
Johnson
Summers.
to throw. Corner out. And
there it is.
Flag's going to come down. Antle had a chance, but he was pushed by the defender, and it'll be 1st and goal again for Montville.
One of the rules that we have now is that a defender has to play the ball, and so when he covers the offensive receiver's face like that, that's considered a penalty. So now we're getting giggles in the background because Casey's blushing to find out that his number one song
The good news is that the number one song on my birthday was the Bee Gees, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, which is really discouraging on so many
ate
levels.
a year's supply of asparagus tips right there,
Oh,
brother.
that is just such a bad beat right there. How can you mend a broken? I mean, it's like it's not even one of the 50 best Bee Gees songs. I couldn't get Staying Alive. I got How Can You Mend a Broken Heart.
But that's probably the only song you can hear the lyrics and understand it.
Little trap to Bosa, trying to break a tackle, getting in, and he scores.
Boom!
A fitting touchdown.
Well
as
done.
Bosa has worked so hard tonight in the backfield for the Wolves. Touchdown, and he is in, crossing over 100 yards rushing. That's his 107th yard.
Wow.
And a touchdown for the Wolves.
He's been the shining light for that team, and hopefully they can continue to work with him there.
42-19, and the Wolves will have a chance to go for 2 here or kick the extra point. We'll see what they decide to do. Probably go for 2, I would imagine.
Yeah, Coach Tannen right now is talking to the quarterback, and their relationship looks pretty positive there. So there's that confidence builder. When you have a quarterback and you can try to make those calls, biggest thing for coaches and offensive coordinators is that fear factor of, did I make the right call? But when a quarterback looks at you and says, I got it, that's confidence right there in itself.
And going for 2, Johnson to throw, zips it high over the head of Antle, and it'll go out of the back of the end zone. So 42-19, Griswold on top, 11:35 remaining here in the ball game. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
11 minutes.
Last year, Waterford senior number 4 on the grade 8, the Olympico kick. I'm here with Cam Dickinson. I don't think she can pull it off. It looks way too hard. I think it was a fluke. Get it done.
I got it.
That was just too easy, and that is a grade 8 play. Send in your best plays and see if you can beat that and make this year's grade 8 Olympico style.
Relive a century of history from the perspective of southeastern Connecticut with the new hardcover book, Front Page News, a century of big stories in the day, 1881 to 1981. This 136-page limited edition book captures the pulse of a region and a nation, showcasing the day's most iconic front pages from its first 100 years. Order today at theday.frontpagesbook.com.
42-19, Griswold on top. Montville, after a touchdown, will kick it off. And the little onside pooch comes down and comes into the hands of Hopkins.
Yeah.
And Hopkins shows not only speed, but an aggressive running style, puts it all the way to the 41-yard line of Montville. So Montville's shown that they can move the ball. They haven't really shown that they can stop Griswold. And, giving them that kind of possession, field position is tough.
Yeah, but credit the system. You know, Griswold's been in this system for so many years, and you're right. This is like a feeder. It just goes into the next step, and the coaches are able to see what Montville's giving them and attack it so well. But again, the continuity of this team right now is showing that they overcame that week's tough loss against Sheehan.
1st and 10, Colby Mills. Under center, toss right to Cutter. Cutter gets to the outside, stays in bounds, lowers his head, and a big gain crossing the 35-yard line. Aiden Cutter is like a little missile after he gets into the open field. He's looking for someone to hit.
If there's any word that I think Mr. Tropoulos would be proud, inflictive with his running game. Am I correct with that?
Gain on the play.
Slightly off.
You're saying he's inflicting?
Like he's inflicting it in inflictive ways, you know. Mr. DePeter would have gave me a high five for the effort, I guess.
Well, Mr. Tropoulos would have definitely approved the effort.
Yeah.
So that would be man's inhumanity against man.
Oh, man, we had some great teachers.
Toss left, Dubois, all of the above, first down.
Wow.
And he's staying in bounds, which is smart. Clock will run. Montville finally wrestles him down. I had him as Doug Dubois first, then he switched over to Benson Dubois before the end of the run. So Dubois with the run there, first down Wolverines, and the clock runs when they blow this whistle here at 10:30.
For an early game start, it feels like, you know, it's been a long game process.
2 hours and 15 minutes. That feels longer than that.
And then we have running teams, but we see that they mix it up with that pass. It stops the clock.
Now, Griswold's actually thrown the ball more tonight. I mean, they've thrown it 12 times tonight, which is more than typical.
We might see it right here, right now.
First down. Cutter in motion. Gets the handoff. Cuts it back inside of his left to his left off the right tackle and gains 5.
5-yard gain on the play. 2nd down and 5.
2nd and 5 for Griswold. And again, I keep waiting for the second teamers to come in, but Montville's hanging around. I think this is I'm going to guess that this is the last first-team possession on offense for Griswold.
Yeah, it could possibly be. But, you know, again, coaches do talk about what's going to happen. And maybe, you know, coaches like, I want my guys to gain experience. And this is something that they haven't really faltered in yet, you know?
Be curious to see who Griswold has next week. Because, you know, that first game against Sheehan and now a win like this, I'd be interested to see, you know.
If they can hold it down,
That's right.
There it is.
Mills rolls, keeps it, stiff arms, cuts back inside. Stutter steps, hesitates, and gets inside the 10. 1st and goal, Griswold.
He is hungry.
Well, he wants that rushing touchdown. That's all that's left. He's thrown a touchdown. He's kicked extra points. He's defended with interceptions. The rushing touchdown is all that's left.
Yep. You know, and I can't guarantee You know, you're the one that makes that decision with the crew as far as that. But I'm thinking the wings are phenomenal over there. I still have that aftertaste of that garlic parmesan, and just the hospitality of Philomena's was amazing.
And I'll talk about what Pasta's referring to in a second. I just want to say Griswold next week at Wyndham.
Ooh, boy.
That'll be a test right there to find out.
That's the war right there.
Wyndham coming off of their game tonight versus New London. So,
you have a score on that one?
Toss right to Cutter. Cutter heads to the outside, cuts back in looking for the pylon, and he's out of bounds just shy. Looks to be down and out at the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. So, again, at the end of this one, we're about 8 minutes away. You're going to want to stay tuned on all of our social media for the Philomena's Player of the Game. The Philomena's Player of the Game. They and their family are invited to Philomena's this weekend. Free wings for the family, and the wings are fabulous.
Well done, buddy.
They'll also get the hottest fashion statement in all of the land, the brand new Player of the Game Day shirt, courtesy of our guys at Sporties in Waterford. So, free wings, free T-shirt, lots of love for the Philomena's Player of the Game and the Sporties shirt that goes to them, as well as the Science Top Play of the Game. Mills keeps it himself. He wants the rushing touchdown, puts his head down. Did he get it in? No, he's just out of bounds at the half-yard line. 3rd and goal. And I got news for you. If they still have the tap the butt of the center, we're going
we
straight.
might do that.
He's doing that right here.
I thought he was in because it was looking at my lazy eye, but when I straightened it out, yeah, he was a little bit short. Yeah.
I guarantee you this is the conversation. Coach, please.
Yeah.
Please. Please, Coach. Please.
One more. Yeah. Give that good push. And you know what? And to me, I look at it more just the quarterback. Keep these offensive linemen. They're probably loving up their brother right now and said, "Let's get this done. We could talk about this for the rest of our lives."
And I promise you, the center, and you know this from experience, the center's going, I got you. Right over me, baby. Right over me. I got you.
Right from the backside here. Follow through.
3rd and goal, half-yard line. Mills under center. 6:40 remaining in the ball game.
Oh,
and Turner, his backfield mate, jumped. It's going to back him up.
Half the
5.
And half the backs are moving right there at the same time.
Oh, now he's going, you're killing me.
Yeah, but you know, that might be an opportunity for another bootleg option kind of thing, or quarterback sweep, or just give him the ball and make him run. You know, it could be anything.
It'll be 3rd and goal now from the 6-yard line. And that's the one I was talking about, that fullback, you know, the guy in the backfield. It's easy for them to kind of slide forward. Because they're either going up. He was going to either go up and tush-push, or he was going to try to get into a block for him. So,
here's the
toss
sweep.
left. Heading outside, and what a beautiful tackle made on the edge.
Those are the things that you're going to see on film where you'll be proud of how these Montville Wolves are just working their hearts out tonight. You know, there's a difference. We know there's a bit of balance, but at the same time, they're not giving up.
Raphael with the tackle.
Brings up 4th down and goal.
Well, a final tonight. Killingly, 49. East Lyme, nothing. So Sheehan, who's beaten up on Xavier and has beaten up on this very good Griswold team, rolls in 2-0. Killingly, who beat up on Stonington and East Lyme, rolls in 2-0. And game day will be there. I won't, but game day will. Mills looking for the field goal, and it's blocked. So he said, if I can't get a rushing touchdown, give me a field goal, and it was blocked. So
that was like a Pac-Man moment. Wink, wink. Just a little bit short. But you're telling me that next week, brother, I'm going to see 2 offenses that racked up 200-plus points in 2 weeks?
I'm sorry, am I inky?
Yeah.
Blinky?
Did you say that? You like that one? You know, I was going to do the nether level, that blue level, but it's tough for me because of my larynx. But that one I had it down packed. That one, yeah. I also have the Price is Right with a little bit of chewy at the end to mellow it out, you know, like a fine Chianti.
So I don't know who is going to take my spot next week.
You're scaring me, brother. You know me.
But whoever they are, I doubt they'll have as much fun with you as I have.
Yeah. I mean, you're like Jalen Hurts, and I'm Swift, bro. You know, we're really working it now. I'm gonna be a little nervous, but I'll do my best for you, bro.
Well, I do appreciate it.
On
Why on earth would I miss the highlight game of the season next?
Tell them all out there, brother.
I'll just say I'm spending some quality time with my dad.
that's love. Can't beat that. Primary first for life.
Johnson operates out of the shotgun. Montville, after defending there, hands off to Bosa. Cuts it back inside and turns something from nothing to a gain of 4. Clock runs 5 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the ball game. 42-19, Griswold on top.
Yeah, it's going to be a barn burner at the barn, right? It's a lot of action there. I love the pregame that they have over there. It's amazing.
One of the best with the smoke show.
And it has that traditional valley look. I mean, it ain't like the bowl from New London when we played, but at the same time, it has an essence of what it's going on, you know, in that community.
You know there's going to be 500 youth football players there in the Killenly jerseys.
That's how I level the playing field. I see how many kids are out here. Today, there were some great kids playing football right inside. This is the best part of high school football, when you see the future right on the sidelines.
2nd and 5. Johnson hands off to Bosa again, heading towards the 30-yard line and the sticks. And it looks like he's right on the line. I think that should be enough to move the chains, and it is.
Yep, and they are. You know, that's the new thing. I see the sign. It's like the rolling it up. That means move the chains. So if you see those referees on the sidelines that are doing that, it's not that they're trying to repeat something. They're just saying, let's get these chains going.
Clock runs with a little over 4 minutes remaining here in the ball game.
You know, in case one time we might have to like sit back and allow the football players play, but give a perspective of how referees see things, because there's a great science about them, how they work and communicate, the angles that they take and all that. I think it's something that maybe fans might like to hear.
I'd love to have an official in here give their insights.
Yeah.
Bosa gets another handoff, cuts it inside, breaks 1 tackle, can't break the second, gains 5. Montville content to feed Bosa, who is well over 100 yards tonight.
Hey, Bosa is doing a phenomenal job, and he just gets back up, and he's like right back in the huddle. You know, usually you'll see a kid grabbing his knees and breathing and asking for air, and you know, he just casually goes right back in the huddle.
All right, speaking of the Price is Right, we're going to play Price is Right now. For you, Pasta, and you, Peter Wappy, how many yards does Bosa have rushing? Closest number without going over.
I'm going to go with $135, Bob.
Peter Wappy?
115.
Oh, Pasta, you went over. It's 124. Peter Wappy, you are a winner on the Price is Right.
Oh,
congratulations.
my God.
124 yards rushing. It does feel, but remember, he's had 2 runs brought back.
Brought back. See, that's what I was doing. I was always counting the, you know, pros and cons of that. I need my abacus next time you do this, okay?
I think you were counting the lateral yards.
Yeah, right. That doesn't, well, you know, I'm all about the field.
So Bosa comes off the field. He's got to get attended to. We think it's a uniform issue, and Johnson now operates on 2nd and short, hands the ball off to Roach, and Roach is hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. It'll be 3rd and 5. First to the ball was Matt Perea. We know that name. Matt Perea.
Yeah, both of them right now are stepping out. Let's see what the next running back will be.
So, 3rd and 2. Ball at the 37-yard line. Clock will be down close to 2 minutes before Montville gets this 3rd down play off. It's 2:10 and counting. Bosa back into the ball game, and it goes to Johnson's right. Aiden Johnson gives it to Bosa. Nothing there. Perea again in the backfield. Big loss all the way back to the 32-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and 8.
Another great call by the defensive coach over there. I just saw, you know, a little bit of a setup of base, but then they just brought those linebackers and went all out. So it's a high-risk, high-reward situation. It was a 3rd and short. Now it's a 4th and long.
They're going to say 4th and 7. Clock with 1:35 and ticking. And I think this is, in many ways, the last possession of the game, right? If Montville gets it, they keep going, and I don't know that they'll, you know, it's only 1:20 left. And if they don't get it, I think you'll see Griswold put it to bed. Fourth down and 7. Johnson has his man in the flat, Castillo. Castillo puts it forward with the ball and his helmet, and enough for the first down as he crosses the 42-yard line. There's his guy, right? Arian Castillo is Aiden Johnson's safety blanket, his binky.
That was a nice one. We call that a little cheetah or chester move. It's just a little loop. It kind of comes from the concept of the screens, but, you know, it lets that back just be wider than that linebacker and make a positive play on that.
First and 10. Clock now 45 seconds. Bosa gets the handoff, gets to the outside, and shoestring tackle made out there by Fleming, and that saved a big gain, but as it stands, a first down run for Bosa, and that will move the chains. Ball will be marked at the 45-yard line of Griswold. 35 seconds remaining in the ballgame. So as the clock runs down, we again want to remind you, check out all of our social medias at Game Day CT. Johnson, deep ball, looking for the intended target, so Raphael, close. Just underthrown with 17 seconds remaining. You're going to want to stay tuned on to all of our social medias at Game Day CT for the interview with winning coach, interim coach tonight, Peter Aubin at Griswold, as well as the Philomeninas player of the game. You're going to watch them get presented with the player of the game day shirt, courtesy of Sporties. Let them know that they've got those free wings at Philomeninas this weekend. You're also going to want to look for the Scient play of the game.
There was a lot in this game, brother.
16.9 seconds remaining. Second and 10. Johnson to throw. Pressured. And that's tipped at the line and incomplete. D'Amico got a hand on it. And it'll bring third down with 12 seconds remaining. So third and 10, 12 seconds remaining in the ball game. Time for a couple plays here for the Wolves. Johnson from the shotgun, throws, has his man. That's McElwee. Andrew McElwee has it down to the 20-yard line. First down, Wolves.
There it is.
News hot off the presses from the junior voice of Game Day. Bacon Academy senior A.J. O'Neill says, pick six by Xavier. Woo! They are now up 28-24 over Sheehan with 2:47 remaining in the third.
Ooh, boy. Wow. You thought about it being an undefeated 200-point game, make a change in a matter of moments. That's great.
That's a happy Mike DeMoro, Xavier grad himself. Killingly was up 42-0 at half in that game. And that game ends next week. Sheehan and Killingly at the home of Killingly. Should be a good one. Here tonight, 42-19. Griswold put a thumping on Montville. Stay tuned again at all our social medias. You're going to want to find the Philomeninas player of the game, along with our interview with the coach and the Scient play of the game. For the coach, Pasta Santabria, Peter Wappy, Mike DeMoro, and the crew, I'm Casey O'Neill. Good night, everybody.